2-1's in the books as the Phillies crack through with a run in the bottom half of the 11th inning to win it 2-1. Probably a quicker turnaround than normal for Game 2 since there's a 1:05 start to tomorrow's game. And we are happy to bring you all the doubleheader action here on Prism. Welcome back up to the Prism booth. Todd Callis with Chris Wheeler and Gary Maddox, who had a couple innings off, will be back for the fourth once again. Wheels, I guess the Phillies acquired a new outfielder just recently, Mark Whitten, and just like Andy Van Slyke, a couple games in, he's got a little bit of an injury. Yeah, it appeared as if he pulled a hamstring in that 11th inning on that ground ball to third, which set up the winning run getting to third base. Obviously, he's not playing here in the second game, and I guess we'll find out how serious it is. But, you know, it just seems like one of those years that players keep dropping like flies. They were looking to get some playing time out of Mark Whitten, but he sure can't go in the second game, it would appear. The lineups were just made out. We'll give them to you, plus the first pitch when we come back. Paul Quantrill getting another start back from the bullpen against Steve Parrish, the former Phillies farmhand.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By the Yellow Pages 9 out of 10 people use, the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies, featuring full-service evening and 7-day banking. By the Pennsylvania Daily Lottery. Don't forget to play. Proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. By Texaco Clean System 3 gasolines. Add more life to your car. Take it to the star. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. For 57 years, the health insurance company you can lean on.
The Bud Light Amateur Beach Challenge. They're lean. They're mean.
They're killing us. Yeah. How about 2 out of 3?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
What's wrong with her?
Make it a Bud Light.
Now you can join the Phils next February in Clearwater, Florida at Phillies Dream Week. One full week to live, laugh, learn, and play with Boa, Cash, Lazinski, Holland, Hebner, Gross, Callison, Taylor, Fregosi, and many more. Space is limited, so call 215-938-1200 and ask about the no money down payment plan. Don't delay. Call now for a free brochure. That's 215-938-1200 for Phillies Dream Week and memories that last a lifetime.
I'd do it in a second.
The fans will dig it. They've waited long enough.
I've just got to get the other lads to agree.
I think I can convince them.
I'll say, lads, the time has come
To eat our pizza, crust first.
Good idea, Ringo.
Cool.
Yeah. Stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut with cheese baked in a new, thinner crust. You'll want to eat it crust first. Now with free garlic dipping sauce.
Wrong, lads.
Large is $9.99.
Back at the vet for game number 2. Phils and Pirates playing 11 innings in game 1 as the Phillies won it 2-1. Some outstanding pitching by the Phils. Sid Fernandez in that first game went 7 innings, his longest outing of the year, allowed just 1 hit. The hit was a home run by Mark Parent that tied the game in the 5th. Then Ricky Metallico, who joined Larry Rosen in between games on our pregame show, pitched 3 perfect innings, including a couple of strikeouts, as you heard Ricky say it. He was losing a little bit there in that 3rd inning, went to more breaking balls. Then Toby Borland pitched 1 inning, allowed the 1 infield hit, as the Phillies' 3 pitchers allowed just 2 hits all game long. And Mickey Morandini had 2 hits himself, including the first run of the game, scored back in the 2nd, in the game-winning RBI on a sacrifice fly in the 11th, as the Phils win their 2nd straight extra inning game after losing 5 in a row in extra frames. The Pirates starting lineup for game number 2 will feature Al Martin. He's playing left field. Jay Bell, the shortstop. Orlando Merced in right. Midre Cummings bats in the cleanup spot back in center field. Mark Johnson at first base. Nelson Liriano at second. John Wayner again at third. Angelo Encarnacion, the catcher, and Steve Parrish, the former Phillies minor leaguer, on the mound for the Pirates.
And defensively for the Phillies in the second game, Dave Gallagher will play left field as Lenny Dykstra's out on the second game. Andy Van Slyke in center, and Jim Eisenreich gets a start in right. Charlie Hayes, Kevin Elster, Mickey Morandini, and Mariano Duncan at first base. Lenny Webster behind the plate, and on the mound, the right-hander Paul Quantrill.
Paul Quantrill back from an outing in the bullpen in the rotation once again on the year. Quantrill with 8 wins. He's 8-6. Has an ERA of 4.50. He is appearing in his 19th game, his 18th as a starter. He has gone exactly 100 innings to this point, allowed 114 hits, walked 21, and allowed 58 runs, 50 of those earned. You can see what Paul Quantrill did his first 9 starts of the year. He was among that pitching staff, which at the time was leading the National League in ERA. His last 9 starts, his ERA has been close to 6 with a record of 3-4. His last outing came against the Colorado Rockies, lasted 5 innings, allowing 4 earned runs. Quantrill's last 5 starts, 29 1/3 innings, 28 runs. Almost 1 run per inning in his last 5, and 22 of those have been earned runs.
And Quantrill had a tough start his last time out against the Pirates. He beat them early in the year here at Veterans Stadium when he went 6 innings in that game. And then in the last time out was the game I was talking about in Pittsburgh, where he lost 7-0. But that was the game where the Pirates were almost flawless. And every time they got into a situation where they needed to move a runner, they did. And they kind of pinged him around and played a very good fundamental game and wound up winning the ball game 7-0 behind John Eriks, who we'll see tomorrow afternoon.
Quantrill has pitched against the Pirates 4 times, twice this year, both starts. Won a win here on the home opener April 28th against the Buccos, went 6 shutout innings. And then that start more recently in Pittsburgh on the 4th of July, the Wheels was mentioning, when he took the loss in that 7-0 game against John Eriks.
Cooled off to 88 here for the second game.
What was game 1?
I don't know. I didn't hear that. I didn't want to hear that first one.
88 lovely degrees for game 2 as Al Martin ropes one deep to right field, and that ball is a home run to start game number 2. Wow. We had all of 3 runs cross the plate in 11 innings in game 1.
Well, that's one thing that's hurt Paul a little bit this year is the home run ball. That's the 13th. And as Todd mentioned, not many runs in the first game. They were hard to come by. The Pirates have scored 2 runs tonight, both on the long ball by Parent in the first inning. And here's a high sinker out over the plate, or a high changeup, whatever. It kind of hung out there. And Martin down the line and just fair inside the screen.
Whatever it wasn't a good pitch. That was served up there. Bell slices one the other way. When Quantrill was coming out of spring training and they were talking about him being in the rotation, he didn't seem to prefer or state that he preferred whether he was going to be a starter or in the bullpen. But I think as the season's gone along, he started to enjoy the role as a starter. So he would like to pitch well here tonight with 6 starters going this week and only 5 spots. He is certainly a candidate for one of those spots, but he also has pitched out of the bullpen numerous times in his career, especially with Boston. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jay Bell. Reaches out and sends one up the middle. Morandini with a great play, but no chance to get Bell. Jay Bell just reached out and punched that ball over the mound for an infield single.
Here's the effort by Morandini as the Pirates have now equaled their hit total for 11 innings in the first game. Nice try by Morandini. Jay Bell's a plus runner, and he busted it down the line and beat it.
Yeah, they had 2 hits in 11 innings, and in game 2 they have 2 hits on 6 pitches. It's a little bit of a difference. Orlando Merced, he was a pinch hitter in game 1 and got into a pretty heated argument with then the first base umpire, now the home plate umpire, Bill Hahn, on a ground out to Stocker. This time the shortstop's Elster as he flips to Morandini, and they easily turn 2 on Merced. 6-4-3 on the double play and 2 outs quickly.
Good lesson for kids trying to learn how to make double plays. You know, that's a tailor-made double. Watch Elster show the ball right here. Like, there it is. Come on across. Perfect flip. And Morandini pivots and makes the double play. As I said, I mean, the ball's a perfect double play ball, but that's a nice play by the shortstop. Stocker, by the way, in the first game, played a great defensive shortstop for the Phillies. He was outstanding.
Kevin has played consistently well all year long here at the Vet defensively. He really has played this turf, which has given some infielders, especially on opposing teams, some problems. Midre Cummings Center field once again. He went 0 for 4 in game 1. As you see, batting .211 on the year, and he continues to be 0 for his career against the Phillies. He's now 0 for 27. Hayes has to hurry to make him 0 for 28, and does. But the second pitch of the ball game set over the right field wall for a 1-0 Pirates lead on the Al Martin home run.
Schmitty. Share it a tribute to the man many consider the greatest third baseman of all time and receive a limited edition print by a Hall of Fame artist. The Phillies honor Mike Schmidt Saturday, August 12th before the 8:05 Expos game. Call 463-1000.
Recently, we at the Blues met the challenge of the 90s when the Norristown School District employees went all blue with personal choice.
The Blues really came through for the district, saving us almost $2.5 million, money we put into the classroom. The Blues went all out and provided us with the Personal Choice Network that includes most of their doctors and hospitals. No wonder other school districts are following our lead with Personal Choice. All blue means everybody wins.
Isn't it time to find out how Personal Choice can help your organization lean on all blue?
In the automotive world, if you don't change, you get crushed. Lexus, however, in our continuing pursuit of perfection, has made hundreds of changes to the LS400, resulting in a faster, more luxurious, roomier, and more maneuverable car than ever before. So drive an LS, unless, of course, you prefer to drive the competition. See the LS at your New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer. Everything's changed but the price.
Pirates score first on Al Martin's 8th home run of the year and lead it 1-0. Here's the Phils lineup in game number 2. Mickey Morandini leads off. He's the second baseman. Mariano Duncan will play first. Andy Van Slyke in center. Jim Eisenreich in the cleanup spot. Darren Dalton game 2 off. Charlie Hayes the third baseman. Dave Gallagher in left. Lenny Webster behind the plate. Kevin Elster at short. And Paul Quantrill on the mound.
The home run hitter Al Martin in left field, Midre Cummings in center, Orlando Merced the right fielder, John Wayner, Jay Bell, Nelson Liriano, and Mark Johnson starting the second game. Angelo Encarnacion is the catcher and a former Phillies player. Steve Parrish will be the starting pitcher.
Steve Parrish started against the Phillies. Since then, he's been awesome. 4-2 with a 4.30 earned run average, but we'll tell you about his last 3 starts after he retires the leadoff batter, Mickey Morandini.
And he definitely retired him himself. That was a terrific play he just made. Morandini looked like he had a base hit up the middle.
Parrish lost that game to the Phils in Pittsburgh. He went 3 2/3 innings, allowing 6 earned runs on 4 hits and 3 walks. But since then, he's won 3 straight games, defeating Atlanta, St. Louis, and Montreal. And in those 3 games, his ERA has been 0.90. Parrish had a 16-inning scoreless streak, snapped in his last start, and has allowed just 1 run over his last 17 innings. So he has been a red-hot pitcher as of late. Mariano Duncan starting game number 2. He's behind in the count, 0-2. Duncan was a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 10th and had an infield single as a pinch hitter, but was erased on a double play. Dunk batting .291 with 3 home runs, 20 RBIs. In the dirt, 1-2. Steve Parrish is a 27-year-old right-hander. Made his major league debut this year on June the 21st. No decision in that game. Won his first game at Wrigley Field. Started his career in the Phillies organization. He was a 5th-round pick in the June '89 draft.
Yeah, he had a shoulder injury. Dr. Job out in Los Angeles repaired it, and he started off great in the minors this year.
High chopper. Parrish tries to barehand, but forget about it. As Wheels said, Mariano Duncan on the infield hit as that ball went way up in the air. That thing's had some serious hang time.
Here it is. Steve Parrish throws a lot of sinkers and sliders. That's a sinker ball, and Mariano looked like he beat it right off home plate. And Parrish throws it anyway, but he really had, the only thing he was going to do there is cause some problems because there's no chance to get Duncan.
So Duncan on first base with 1 out. Here's Andy Van Slyke. Van Slyke had his 8-game hitting streak snapped in game number 1. He went 0 for 4, but he did score the game-winning run coming around after walking in the 11th.
Yeah, Phillies got their run in the 11th inning without a hit, and a couple of walks issued by Plesac, the left-handed batters, did him in. And then the left-handed hitter Morandini wound up getting the sacrifice fly.
Outside, it's 1-1. Phillies back in '93 making a 40-man roster move, trying to sneak Paris by through waivers. The Dodgers claimed him. Never pitched a game in the Dodgers organization. 9 days later, he was picked up by the Pirates, actually by Seattle. Finished the year with Seattle in '93, and then in the offseason between '93 and '94 as a 6-year minor league free agent, Paris signed on with the Pirates. Pitched '94 at Salem and started this year at AA Carolina, where he was 8-0 at one point and 9-1 when he was recalled, leading the Southern League in wins with 9 and strikeouts with 86, and was just magnificent down at the AA level in 14 starts. Pirates have decided here in the second half, the post All-Star break, to go with 5 pitchers. They were going with a 4-man rotation throughout the first half, but the wear on some of the young arms was starting to show, so Jim Leland and Ray Miller deciding to go with 5 pitchers in the second half. Paris will be in that rotation. Duncan bluffs to go. The pitch is low. It's 3-2 to Van Slyke.
You see Leland looking on. He's pretty sure right now the Phillies are going to run. He said Duncan bluffed to go. There's Fergosi and Vukovic in the Phillies dugout. With Van Slyke, he'll go.
On the move, the ball is sent into center field. Cummings and Martin converge. It's a left fielder, Martin, who makes the play for the second out. Two outs, a runner on first, and here's Jim Eisenreich. Eisenreich singled as a pinch hitter in game number 1. And he hits one hard to right field. Merced, a good jump, turning around, can't find the ball. Duncan being waved around third. He's going to score. All the way to third goes Eisenreich, and the Phils have tied the game 1-1. Merced got a good jump on it, but he didn't know where to turn after that.
Exactly, Todd. He looked like he did get a good jump, but then he really messed the play up. See, he's turning every which way but loose here. And by the time he turned around, the ball was there and he couldn't see it. Then it takes that big old high hop, and with Eisenreich's speed and him bobbling it out there, he goes to third base on that tie ball game.
Triple number 2 on the season for Jim Eisenreich, and RBI number 31. We're all tied at 1. Charlie Hayes, the batter. Charlie trying to bunt for a hit. 0-1. They're going to change that to a double on for Jim Eisenreich and an error on Orlando Merced. So Eisenreich with his 15th double, tied for second on the team, tied for third on the team behind Jeffries and Morandini. Just Charlie wanted to show he could drop a little bunt base hit here with 2 outs in the infield back.
Well, exactly. And with the third baseman Wainer back as far as he was, if he'd gotten that down, it's a base hit and an RBI.
1-1 pitch is a called strike.
When he was swinging the bat, well, he wouldn't do that.
Charlie's one hit was the game winner last night, but he's still in the throes of a 1 for 34 slump.
And to his credit, he's just trying to make something happen there and get that run in.
Into left field, Martin coming on. It's a base hit. Phillies take a 2-1 lead. Charlie Hayes with RBI number 55 on the year.
Off the end of the bat, and he'll take it as it bloops in front of Martin. The outfielder are kind of doing the Pirates in here in this inning. They have not played very well in either right field or left field on these balls. Martin Did not get a good jump on it, and then he had to pull up short and make sure it didn't hop past him.
A couple of 2-out RBIs for the Phillies. They lead it 2-1 against Steve Paris. Here's Dave Gallagher starting game number 2. Hayes on the move, a called strike, and Charlie is safe. Charlie Hayes with his 3rd stolen base of the year.
It might have been a situation where the Phillies think they could run on Paris because Charlie Hayes is not a base stealer, and he takes off on that first pitch. The young catcher gets rid of it pretty fast. It throws a little high, but that base was stolen on Paris, who didn't pay much attention to Hayes.
Good throw, probably gets him though. Gallagher will ground one to Bell. Bell sidearms over to Johnson. That'll retire the Phillies in the first. But a couple of runs with 2 outs for the Phils, and they take a 2-1 lead into the second.
Schmitty, nobody did it better. Join in a tribute to this Hall of Famer before the Expos game Saturday, August 12th at 8:05, and you'll receive a limited edition print compliments of MAB paints. The Expo series starts Friday, August 11th at 7:35, continues Sunday, August 13th at 1:35, when fans 14 and under get the best backpack to ever strap on a back free, and wraps up Monday the 14th with a 105 L&P SFS Business Person Special. Call 463-1000.
Your advertising is your voice in the marketplace. Advertise in the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages, and your voice reaches more customers. A bigger ad gives you a bigger voice. A color ad gives your voice more impact. But if you don't have an ad, it's like having no voice at all. 9 out of 10 use it, and they're all ears. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. Bell Atlantic, the heart of communication.
Had they only sampled its precise handling, they might have named it Import Car of the Day. Had they just heard its quiet cabin, they might have named it Import Car of the Week. And had they merely felt its powerful engine, they might have named it Import Car of the Month. But they experienced all of the Nissan Maxima and named it Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year. Lease the Nissan Maxima GXE with 0 down and $299 a month for 36 months.
The easiest and most convenient way to order your Phillies tickets is by phone. Just call 463-1000 and order your tickets by phone. Plus, this is the number to know to order Phillies merchandise, hats, shirts, publications, and much, much more. Just call 215-463-1000 and all your Phillies problems will be solved. Some fans enjoying 2 for the price of 1 up in the Upper Deck Blues. 714 to be exact. Numbered. Has some historical significance in this game. As Mark Johnson will lead things off for the Pirates here in the second. 2-1 Phillies at the end of 1. Weren't we here a little while ago? 2-1.
Final score after 11. 2-1.
Right. 2-1 after 11. Mark Johnson takes a called strike from Paul Quantrill, a right-hander from the University of Wisconsin. Inside and high, it's 1-1. Quantrill pitched in 1 game out of the Phil's bullpen, and in that game he picked up the win. It was Sunday afternoon against St. Louis. He was the 3rd pitcher behind Michael Mims and Kyle Abbott, who both struggled. Quantrill went an inning and 2/3, allowed 1 hit, no runs, and was credited with the win in that Phillies 10-6 victory. He has 8 wins on the year. Tied with Tyler Green for the team lead. Kurt Schilling, who's been disabled, has 7. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the big first baseman Mark Johnson, who is 2nd in Dartmouth football history in passing totals to the Eagles' Jay Fielder.
That's a big quarterback right
Jay
there.
Fiedler, excuse me. 6,684 yards. Fiedler is the 3rd string on the Eagles this year.
That's a big league pop-up, Todd.
And when it comes down, there'll be 1 out in the second.
Got to break your glove in with those. A man that big, when he swings that hard and uppercuts that much, According to our crack crew down in the truck, that was in the air 7 seconds.
They had that?
That's what they said. Whatever they say, it's good enough for me.
Could they be still recovering from that in-between games, first game wrap-up?
I figured they'd be too busy eating the hot dogs down in the truck that we sent them.
Did you get your dog in all right?
Got it.
First inning dog. Nelson Lariano looking for his first hit on the doubleheader. 0 for 4 in game 1. Sends one out of play, 1-1.
Happy birthday tonight to Mike Carroll, who's head of security here at Veterans Stadium, and the husband of Ronnie Carroll, who worked here at the ballpark for a long time and still is back there in charge of the executive dining room. So happy birthday to Mike, and best wishes to Ronnie for being with him all these years.
Base hit into right field. With 1 out, Lariano a base runner. Third hit on the night for the Pirates.
Lariano has a pretty good hack at this one. And Mariano Duncan, to his right, can't make it. That ball was hit hard.
John Wayner, Pirates third baseman, who also played some right field in game 1 and won 1 for 4. He had one of the 2 Pirates hits. An 11th inning infield single by Wayner. And a 5th inning solo home run by Mark Parent. That was it.
It blew our stat on that combined one-hitter. Kent Jacoby was involved in twice.
Yeah, Teak was in here to watch his record stay intact. 2-0 the count to John Wayner. Ripped over Elster into left center field. Lariano will head to third as the throw comes into second. The Pirates have runners on first and third with 1 out. Some hard hit balls in this inning.
Well, Quantrill got a couple balls up in this inning, and the Pirates aren't missing them. Here you see Wayner square off on that pitch out over the plate and up, and Elster did the best he could. Nice play by Dave Gallagher. Cuts it off, keeps the double play in order, throw to the right base. No sense in throwing to third on that play and letting a runner move into second. That guy is very sound, as you pointed out in one of the first games we did, and then he messed up a play right after that. But I think people have seen watching him play all year, Todd, that he's a real good ball player.
Angelo Encarnacion, good-looking young catcher. Not your prototypical catcher in terms of size. He's only 5'8", 180 pounds. But throughout his career, he's thrown out tons of runners percentage-wise. Here he might have hit into an inning-ending double play. Morandini, Elster, Duncan with a nice backhand scoop out of the dirt to save a run. Duncan saves Quantrill as they exchange high fives on the way to the dugout. We're still at 2-1 heading to the bottom half of the second.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane, Texaco Clean System 3, Power Plus, and Power Premium gasolines are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. For smooth starts and sure acceleration. Just give us 5 tanks. And you may feel like you've left your old car behind.
Oh, add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
Over the past 3 years, Dodge has offered a choice of more new nameplates than anybody else. Now Dodge offers some other choices that make driving the best-selling Dodge Caravan easy. During the Dodge Buyer's Choice sale, get a new 95 Caravan and choose up to $1,860 in cash savings and values. Or choose an interest rate as low as 4.9%. Or a great Caravan lease rate. The Dodge Buyer's Choice sale. It makes visiting your friendly Dodge dealer a very smart choice indeed.
I don't care what you have to do to catch the ball. Imagine it's the thing you want most in this world. Just catch it!
It all comes down to this play.
W root beer. When you want one, you want one.
Thank you.
Harrison Ford is running from the law, and Oscar winner Tommy Lee Jones is determined to catch him in The Fugitive. Catch another Superstar Sunday blockbuster hit this Sunday night at 9 o'clock exclusively on Prism. Phil's lead 2-1, looking for win number 3 in a row. They won their back-to-back games finally in game number 1.
Yeah, and the excitement of game number 1, we forgot that. All this time we've been talking about since the 24th and 25th of June. They hadn't won 2 in a row. Well, now they have won 2 in a row, and they can get rid of that stat finally.
The same team that went a month without winning back-to-back games had set a National League record by going 35 games into the season without losing 2 straight. The Phils had the early lead as we head to the bottom half of the second, and one of the reasons is defensively. Mariano Duncan made a fine pick.
Yeah, Elster got steamrolled down there at second, and it made him throw the ball low and into the dirt, and a good play by Duncan. And as we talked about earlier, the fundamental play by Gallagher, cuts that ball off, throws to second, keeps the double play in order. You make the double play, you get out of the inning. Fundamentals in this game, boy, when you have them, you can win a lot of games.
Lenny Webster leading things off. Kevin Elster will bat second in the pitcher spot here in the second inning. Webster's making his 13th start of the year. Phillies are 8-4 in his 12 starts. He sends one into center field for a base hit on the 2-0 pitch. Lenny Webster, a leadoff base runner here in the second. Kevin Elster, the batter, and here's what happened defensively in the top half.
John Wayner runs hard. You saw him beat out a ball in the first game, and look how hard he goes into Elster. He gets him up in the air. As he, I'm telling you, he went right through him. And that made him throw the ball low, and Duncan backhanded it nicely to complete the double play.
Elster tries to bunt and fouls one towards the dugout. Kevin's 1 for 10. He's made 3 starts as a Philly.
He was obviously bunting on his own for a base hit there with a pitcher on deck. Larry Boa just looked away as if to say, don't look at me, I'm not putting signs on for that. Boa has great body language.
Now your number 8 hitter, you probably want to see him swing away with the pitcher up next, and look what might happen. But Cummings gets a good jump on it. He slowed up a little bit at the end. It almost cost himself the out.
Yeah, that ball was slicing away from him, I think, a little more than he realized, and he did not run through the ball. As you say, he slowed up, and then he had to reach for it. So he's kind of coasting, and now it's like, oh, I got a little further to go than I thought.
Cummings' second game in center field this year, both coming tonight. Paul Quantrill, left-hand hitter, right-hand pitcher. Wayner expecting bunt. He gets bunt. Foul. Phillies could use some innings out of Quantrill as well, just like Sid Fernandez.
Right, and he can give them innings, you know, because he doesn't throw a whole lot of pitches in the course of a game. And if Paul can keep the ball down, he's effective because he's going to throw his ground balls, and he won't walk many batters.
5th in the National League in that department, fewest walks per 9 innings. See how hot it is. Lenny Webster.
Easy nights to get loose, that's for sure.
Nice bunt. Wayner to Liriano. Sacrifice successful by Paul Quantrill. For Paul, that is his 5th of the year.
Good bunting by Paul Quantrill. Gets the bat out in front of home plate and bunts it right in front of the plate. And Wayner runs everybody off it, and he gets that runner to scoring position for Mickey with 2 outs. And more needed a hero of game number 1 and got picked his first time up on a ball up the middle that Parrish, the pitcher, grabbed. Offensive hero of game number 1. There's a lot of good pitching by the Phillies, and the first game, too. In fact, really since the 4th inning of yesterday's game, last night's game, their pitching's been great.
Since the 4th inning of last night's game, the Phils have allowed 1 run. Ball foul. It's 1-1. The 17 innings of 1-run baseball until the second game. They allowed 1 run in this game, so 2 runs allowed in 19 innings. 1-1 the count to Morandini. We had 3 runs and 8 total hits all of last game that went 11. Here we're in the second. We have 3 runs on 8 hits. 2-1 Phillies. Mickey hits one far, but hooks it foul.
Move that pole for him.
He already has his career high in home runs with 5. He set his career high in RBIs with that sac fly to win the game in game 1.
Oh boy, there's a long one. Willie Stargell right through that chute up there. The longest ball ever hit into that area in this ballpark. There's never been a ball hit into that level up there above that star in the history of this ballpark. A fair ball.
600 level has been unscathed by live baseball.
Yeah, we used to be able to point it out by the color of the seats.
Right. Must be the orange seats.
Right, the orange seats. Now, in the All-Star game in 1976 when he was here and they had a batting practice before the game, I remember Kingman hitting some up there and some other players in batting practice. And we've seen them in batting practice, but never in a game.
2-2 the count to Morandini. Just missed inside. The count's full. I heard, although I didn't see, that Larry Walker just the other night hit one that landed in the 500 level and then bounced into the 600 level in BP. As the Rockies were putting on a little batting practice show. Bichette, Galarraga, Walker. Full count pitch, ground ball, base hit, left field line. Webster's going to score. Phils take a 3-1 lead as Morandini cruises into second with a double.
All of a sudden, some good things are starting to happen for them in the last couple of ball games. You know, they get the bunt down there, they get the runner in scoring position, and then Morandini with a 2-out hit. Mickey's had a great doubleheader only in the second inning of game 2. Paris pitched him in on the last pitch, didn't get the strike 3 called, and goes away from him with a sinking fastball that stays up a little and just inside the bag.
Mariano Duncan, who had an infield hit and scored in the first, is the batter as Morandini has his 3rd double of the doubleheader and leads the team in that department with 21. 1-0 the count to Duncan. Duncan had a chance to go to 2-0, but he chased the high fastball.
Oh, he loves that pitch. That was a little too high even for Duncan to handle. Still, I won't say he's looking for that first walk. It might find him before the year's over, more than anything.
I think he'll have to be intentionally walked.
He might have to.
1-1 the count. Chop foul. You know, with the recent slump by Charlie Hayes, you'd have to say the most consistent Phillies hitter all season long has been the guy on second base right now. Just in terms of pure consistency, day in, day out.
Who's that Farnese boy, Greg? Now those little boy.
Mickey Morandini has just been the model of consistency.
Yeah, he deserved to be on the All-Star team. He's had a tremendous season, and he's really progressed as a player.
Duncan in the hole, 1-2. Stays alive, fouls one into the upper deck. Phil's lead at 3-1. We're in the second inning. There's the guy we were talking about. Phil's best hitter with runners in scoring position. He came through again with a double. Duncan goes down on the slider. For Steve Paris, that's his first strikeout, and the Phillies in the second are done, but they score a run on 2 hits. 1 man left. We head to the third. It's 3-1 Philadelphia.
Kids 14 and under, give yourself a pat on the back when the Phillies play the Expos Sunday, August 13th at 1:35. This cool carryall has lots of special zippered compartments. It's vibrant red with a Phillies logo. Call 463-1000.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
Whether you're negotiating a deal,
Okay, if you're good, I'll read you a story.
Come on, make it 2.
calling in an order,
Skip the strawberry. We want chocolate.
scheduling a meeting,
I'm at the Big Artichokes.
or just checking in with the boss,
Honey, is it okay if I stay another half hour?
the most important thing
Hello?
is that the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile, the heart of communication. Call 1-800-255-BELL.
Emma, seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
Will you marry me? 'Cause Emma, I love you, man.
Oh, Johnny, you're not getting my Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down,
Johnny?
make it a Bud Light.
Jane?
It's Joan.
Jane, Joan, whatever. I feel like I've known you forever.
Mickey Morandini fan on hand tonight. She has picked a good night to have that sign out. As the Phils lead 3-1, the third run coming across on Morandini's double. Steve Perez, 3 for 13, lifetime as a hitter. 3 for 14. Hayes to Duncan, 1 away here in the third. Paul Quantrill's allowed 4 hits in 2 innings, 1 of them a home run, the only run allowed. That was to the man striding to the plate, Al Martin, who hit a 1-0 pitch over the right field wall. In case you missed game number 1, we're going to show you the highlights in between the top and bottom half of this inning. A pitcher's duel in game 1. 2-1 final in 11. Paul Wagner and Sid Fernandez getting the job done. And once again, Wagner not much run support. He stays 1-10, and Sid has 2 strong outings here at the Vet. His shutout of 6 innings against the Cardinals combined with Borland for the shutout, and tonight 7 innings of 1-hit ball did allow the 1 run on the home run by Parent. 1-1 the count to Al Martin, hitting his 8th home run, his first time up. Up the middle, and Martin's 2 for 2. Well, Al Martin had his hitting streak snapped in game 1. He came on as a pinch hitter and went 0 for 2. He had a career high 12 gamer snapped. But in his last 14 games, he is batting over 400.
They're down by 2 runs of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Martin, one of the guys on their ball club, a threat to run. He's stolen 11 bases in 15 attempts, and Jay Bell is real good at playing hit and run if they want to go that route. He's very good at handling the bat and hitting the ball the other way.
Outside, it's 1-0 to Bell. Bell with an infield single his first time up.
Quantrill had a couple of games where teams were running a little bit wild on him, and notice lately he's been more aware of base runners, trying to move over a little more, trying to keep them a little bit closer. Martin has a pretty big lead. He has 1 foot on the cutout.
He was heading the other way, but quickly recovered.
Yeah, I think he's thinking about running. He just said something to Brian Gorman, the first base umpire, about that being a possible balk move. Quantrill was nailed for 2 balks in 1 game earlier this year for allegedly rocking forward and then moving over to first.
Called strike inside corner. Bell doesn't like it. 1-1. Rich Donnelly in third base coach's box. Outside, it's 2-1. Phils and Pirates. Game 2 of this quick. Blink your eyes and it's gone. 3-game series. 3 games in 24 hours. A doubleheader tonight. A 1:05 start tomorrow. Phils would then head on the road. They take on the Chicago Cubs over the weekend for 3, a day off, then Atlanta for 3, and Cincinnati for 3. There goes Martin on the 2-1 pitch, hit and run, and Bell slaps it foul.
They play hit and run with Bell a lot, you know, especially if they get the count in their favor, which they had there, 2-1. And you saw Bell trying to hit the ball the other way, find some room out in right center field, where he's been a very good hitter throughout his career. Jay Bell, one of the guys that's been with Leland for a long time through the glory years, too.
Now going through some of the tough times. Ground ball to third. Martin wasn't moving, but he gets to second in time so that Hayes has to throw across for the only out at first. Martin moves to second. There's now 2 away.
It's a good play by Charlie Hayes with a 2-run lead, too. The ball was a jammer. Quantrill made a good pitch on his hands, and the ball wasn't hit that hard. And Martin can run. Charlie thought it was going to be close. You know, why take a chance on having 2 on and 1 out? Get the sure out.
Two outs, a runner on second, and Orlando Merced, who grounded into a double play his first time up, the batter.
Yeah, he has good lifetime numbers against Quantrill. He jumped at the first pitch from Paul and grounded into that double play.
Merced now 5 for 7 with a home run against Quantrill in his career.
There's another example of Quantrill paying more attention to base runners. Less likely to run with 2 outs as Martin, but still Quantrill letting the Pirates know that he's thinking about them, and they're not going to run as wild as they might have the last time.
High and outside, it's 1-1. Merced having a good month of June. Batting .320 this month with 16 runs and 13 RBIs. Excuse me, in July. Phils will finally have an off day on the final day of the month of July on Monday. Snapping a string of 19 days and 20 games. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Al Martin on second base, 2 outs. We're in the top half of the 3rd inning of game number 2. Phillies lead this one 3-1, winning game 1 2-1. Just missed the inside corner. It's 2-2.
Good fastball by Paul Quantrill. The one started with the left-handed batter, tried to run it back over the plate for a strike, and Bill Hahn said it didn't get there. That can be a very effective pitch, though, because it freezes a left-handed batter.
Called third strike on the outside corner. He didn't get the inside corner. He did get the outside part of the plate, according to Bill Hahn. So Paul Quantrill, with his first strikeout, ends the 3rd. 1 hit, 1 man left on base. Bills lead it 3-1 in game number 2. In case you missed it, let's take a look at some of the highlights from game number 1. Jimmy Leland on hand. This was earlier in the day. As you can see, the sun was still shining brightly as Sid Fernandez was on the mound to start for the Phils, and he struck out John Wayner to start the ball game. Sid coming off a 10 strikeout performance. Bottom of the second, Mickey Morandini with the Phillies' second hit of the ball game. It was a gapper into left center field for a double. Two batters later, after a ground-out moved Morandini to third, Kevin Stocker with the infield in tight, and Morandini moving on the contact play, got a great jump off third and scored for the RBI for Stocker, and the Phils led 1-0 at that point. Sid Fernandez was sizzling as he strikes out Freddie Garcia, then the pitcher Paul Wagner. Sid on the night had 7 strikeouts in 7 innings. Here's the one mistake. Mark Perrin on the 1-0 pitch in the 5th inning. Homers over the left field wall above the Dodgers sign. That tied it 1-1. No further scoring until the 11th. In the bottom half of the 11th inning, Andy Van Slyke led off with a walk. Dan Plesac, the pitcher, the left-hander, would then walk Darren Dalton, putting runners on first and second. After a fielder's choice put runners on the corners with 1 out, Mickey Morandini behind in the count 1-2 against lefty. Hung in there and sent this one to left field. Al Martin made the catch. The tag was made by Van Slyke, and the sacrifice fly wins the ball game. Morandini with the game-winning RBIs. The Phils win it in 11, 2-1 to make a winner out of Toby Borland, his first win this year. Just the second of his career. Dan Plesac, the loser, evens his record at 3-3 as the Phils win back-to-back games, both in extra innings, and the first time they had won back-to-back games in over a month. Leading off the bottom of the third is Andy Van Slyke. He led off that game-winning 11th inning in game number 1. Van Slyke looking for his first hit in this doubleheader. He's 0 for 5. Swing and a miss, 1 ball and 1 strike. Steve Parrish to this point has allowed 5 hits in 2 innings of work. He has not walked a batter and struck out 1. Parrish is making his 8th major league start. He had won 3 in a row and had been brilliant in his last 3 starts, allowing 1, 0, and 1 run. So he had allowed just 2 runs over his last 20 innings, but tonight he's allowed 3 earned runs in 2 innings. Count is 1-2 on Van Slyke. Runners on base, that's a ball.
Yeah, you know how much these two have worked together. You know, Encarnacion hasn't been up that long, slot back on the DL. So a little trouble getting together there.
He hooks that pitch and grounds it to Johnson, who flips to Paris. 1 away here in the 3rd. Well, after the Phillies head out to Chicago, Atlanta, and Cincinnati, they come back in August. 3 with the Mets Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then 4 an extended weekend series with Montreal. Mike Schmidt tribute night Saturday, August 12th. That's an 8:05 start. The 13th is Backpack Day, and the 14th is the 5th and final business person special. As always, you can call 463-1000 for tickets or stop by one of the many local Ticketmaster outlets. Jim Eisenreich doubled home a run and scored a run back in the 1st. Isn't your 50th somewhere in that next homestand?
I was trying to forget about that.
When is that, the 9th?
That's it, Todd.
August the 9th. Thank goodness that's a Prism game.
Oh, yeah, I was really excited about that.
Good. Hit in the air to left field. Easy play for Al Martin. 2 away. Well, we were originally going to do the 8th, but that's now a Sports Channel game, so it's a good thing we kept that 9th on hand so we could celebrate your 50th with all the Prism viewers.
Yeah, that'll be a fun night.
The trio right here. Gary Lee is poised and ready for his 4th inning.
You see Gary's already right there. Gary didn't know he was on camera.
What did they catch you with the peepers on?
Well, he was trying to. There they are right there.
Ah.
I didn't need them in that first game. It was a lot lighter.
I thought you were just. How about like Larry Rosen said? How about after August 9th? You might need him. Need him then. Hayes behind in the count, 0-2. He singled, knocked home a run, and stole a base. You can see how poised Gary was. He was ready. He had a lot of innings in between work. Usually he only sees 3 innings and he's ready to go. He had a full 6 in between tonight.
He's got a lot of time. He's got a lot of time to get those batteries recharged for the 4th.
1-2 pitch. That's a called third strike. And Steve Paris has his second strikeout. His first 1-2-3 inning. As we head to the 4th, Gary Maddox will join Wheels. Phil's lead at 3-1.
Jay Bell and Orlando Merced lead Jim Leland's Pittsburgh Pirates into town for the 4th Mellon PSFS Business Person Special of the Year, Thursday, July 27th at 1:05. Midday, midweek, Major League Baseball. Call 463-1000.
Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme meets Ford Taurus head-to-head in the Oldsmobile Challenge. And now with the special 4.9% GMAC Smart Lease rate, you can lease Cutlass for only $249 a month. Cutlass has more standard power, more leg and headroom, more resale value. But Cutlass is $2,150 less than Taurus. And now you can lease a new Cutlass for only $249 a month with no security deposit. Move up to Oldsmobile. Take the Oldsmobile Challenge now at your local Oldsmobile retailer.
People come in and say, why 5 grades of gasoline? I tell them offering only 3 grades would be like selling suits in small, medium, and large. Some people would get a good fit. Some could use a little tailoring. So if you want to know why we give you all these choices, think about the guy who needs 41 long and picture him wearing a 39 short.
And back here at Veterans Stadium, Gary Maddox joins us here in the 4th. And we talked about doubleheaders, you know, in the first game. You win the first game of a doubleheader. They're hard to win doubleheaders. They're usually split. Do you have to really bear down that second game?
Pete Rose told me that that's the hardest thing to do in the major leagues is to win a doubleheader. I mean, the teams are so competitive, but you really have to come out. And I like what the Phillies have done. They've given guys some time off, said let's get some guys out here that are hungry and let them go and get this one done for us. But yeah, Chris, you're right. You really have to bear down. Obviously, you got to win the first one.
Yeah.
And then you worry about bearing down for the second game. I mean, check yourself here. You got to bear down for this game too, don't you?
I'm ready. Quantrill, the first pitch to Midre Cummings is over for a strike. Cummings 0 for 1 will be Cummings, Johnson, Liriano. Left-handed batters to face Paul Quantrill here in the 4th inning. That ball's ripped into right center field. Eisenreich over, cuts it off, on his way to seconds, Midre Cummings, and he's got a double.
Boy, I thought there was just a little hesitation out there between Van Slyke and Eisenreich, having not played that much together. Looked like one was waiting for the other to take it, and that's what allowed Cummings to get into second base. All right, you're looking for something.
Well, I'll tell you, that's his first hit off the Phillies, I think.
Well, here's a pitch. Look, it was a high sinker, which allowed him to pull it. I mean, the ball was a little bit away from him. He turned on it, and there you see the hesitation. Van Slyke kind of veered off, and Eisenreich ended up taking that ball.
He is now 1 for 29 against the Phillies. That was his first hit against them. Johnson takes a strike. The double for Cummings, his second. Johnson hit a towering pop-up to Charlie Hayes his first time up. They want a ball pulled right now, and they got the right guy up there.
Well, Quantrill can do a good job of keeping the ball away from him. That's what he wants him to do. Try and pull that outside pitch if he'd like.
Pirates now with 6 hits in the game. They're 1 run coming on Al Martin's leadoff homer, leading off the ball game. Since then, the Phillies have scored 3, lead at 3-1. There is Nelson Liriano, switch hitter, waiting on deck. Fouled away. When you watch certain guys, you talk about there's a lot of timing involved in their swing. This guy looks like the epitome of that.
Right. I mean, stepping out the way he does. I mean, once he starts his routine, everything has to be in perfect sync. I mean, you can do anything you want to do as long as you get it done before the pitch is on its way. He gets started early enough.
Well, he was on that one.
Right.
Fouled it straight back. It's still 1-2. So he doesn't have very good numbers with runners in scoring position. He has one out there at second now with nobody out. Former Dartmouth University quarterback. Lenny Webster catching game number 2 with a runner on second, going through the signs. Now they try it again. Got him. Struck him out on a high fastball, 1 out.
Well, this pitch was supposed to be a fastball in. Quantrill got a little bit extra on it, got it up, and Johnson whiffs.
Liriano has a base hit tonight. Nelson Liriano. He'll be followed by John Wayner. Fouled away, left side, out of play.
You can see Johnson in his at bat. He had no intentions trying to get that right. He was trying to hammer it. It wasn't moving a runner or anything about anything
He wasn't
like
thinking 3-2. He was thinking 3-3. That's the thing sometimes with players. I don't want to say nowadays because you're always saying you're living in the past. But I mean, in that situation, you have to think about pulling a ball, especially if you're a big left-handed hitter like that, and get your team back to 1 run.
Well, I know you don't want to talk about back in the day, but I think it warrants it in this situation because there are so many young players that haven't really learned to play the game at this point.
Or they know how to play the game, but they're too statistic conscious. Like, they won't give themselves up in certain situations. And, you know, the game has changed with arbitration and all the things that you have now. But still, there's ways to play the game, and you pull the ball in that situation. Or, I'm not saying you do it. You try to do it.
Right. You try and advance the runner is what you do. You have to give yourself up to do that.
And Jim Leland is a guy who, you know, he knows how to play this game, and, you know, he doesn't miss a trick down there.
Again, if you're in a winning ball club, it will not be tolerated.
Mm-hmm.
And the manager doesn't have to say anything. The players will say, hey, we're trying to win this. Everybody does what it takes. If it means sacrificing, you do it.
Here's Wayner. Has a base hit. So Paul Quantrill with a leadoff double by Cummings is trying to pitch out of it. Now he got the strikeout on Johnson. He just got the fly ball to left by Liriano, which of course would have scored the run if the runner had been at third base. And he's 1-0 now on John Wayner. And Paul misses outside. 2-0. Now Lenny Webster's going to go out and have a chat. Two balls and no strikes now to John Wayner. With Midre Cummings, the runner at second base, and 2 outs. And he misses away, and it's 3-0. 50 pitches right now for Paul Quantrill. Yet to walk a batter, which is not unusual for him, but he now has a 3-0 count as Johnny Padres looks on. Ball 4, he walked him. And that'll bring up the catcher, Encarnacion. 2 on, 2 outs. Encarnacion grounded into a double play in the second inning. Pirates have hit into 2 double plays to really help Paul Quantrill. See Quantrill right among the league leaders in that category. Very stingy with them, and that's the first walk he's issued tonight. No surprise who's number one. A little bit high, ball one to Encarnacion, who played a little bit in the first game when Mark Parent left on a double switch. Parent hit a home run for the Pirates' only run in game number one. Phillies winning 2-1 in 11, trying to sweep a doubleheader here tonight. Slider misses, 2-0. Nobody in the on-deck circle, although, oh, there's Paris down there on the top step of the dugout taking his jacket off now.
I mean, all year Quantrill has been able to throw the ball to spots. It's amazing. Behind in the count, whatever. Nothing fat, nothing straight. Go for his part of the plate. And he can get it there.
Shakes off there. I'm a little trouble getting together tonight on some pitches, Webster and Quantrill. And that just slows up the tempo of the game and gets everybody kind of back on their heels.
Right, they're not in sync. I mean, Quantrill, I'm sure, has been struggling a little bit. He's trying to work on something. Webster knew back there the confidence factor in a young catcher.
And that slider misses, and it's 3-0. So Quantrill goes 3-0 on 2 straight hitters. Very unusual for him.
But Chris, those balls are just missing. It's not like he's wild or anything. He's going for the corner and just missing.
And they are not chasing them either. Right down the middle for a strike. Pitcher on deck, Steve Paris. He will bat. Nobody up in the bullpen. 3-1 Phillies here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, I tell you, a walk does them no good in this situation. You got to be hacking up there. Anything close, 3-1.
Oh, that was really close.
See,
but he walked them.
And you got the bases loaded, though, but for the pitcher.
2 straight walks for Paul Quantrill. And as you say, those pitches are very, very close. And now Mariano Duncan comes to the mound. Mickey Morandini comes in.
Take a look in at home plate. Get some rosin. Guy is squeezing you, Paul.
Paris coming in, .231 hitter with a couple of doubles, and he hit a hard ground ball to third his first time up. And that pitch is called a strike. Outside corner, 0-1 to Paris. Ooh, hung that ball right up in his eyes, and it's a base hit, and this will be a tie game. There goes a runner to third. Wait a minute. He's out, but the run scored. It was close, but both the runs scored as that runner was tagged out at third. In the inning, the Pirates tie it up on the 2-run single. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. It's 3-3.
No matter what the sport, what the record, what the year, when a Philadelphia team plays a New York team, there's more on the line. The stakes are higher. And our Phillies battle the New York Mets Tuesday, August 8th, Wednesday, August 9th, and Thursday, August 10th, all at 7:35. Philadelphia, New York. Butler, Bonilla, Jones, Franco, Dalton, Morandini, Schilling, Slocum. Let's get it on. Call 463-1000.
The power was out and I was thirsty. I felt a bottle with straight sides. Could have been a soft drink. Could have been cough syrup. Then I felt a curved bottle and I could already sense that distinctive taste in the back of my throat. Grabbing a shapely Coca-Cola Classic, I retrieved a box of animal crackers. And after taking that first satisfying sip from that Coca-Cola bottle, I shook a few animal crackers into my open mouth. Bummer. Baking soda.
At Meisner, we remember the days when shopping for a car was as enjoyable as driving it. We remember because we were there. Since 1954, Meisner has been committed to our customers' satisfaction. We understand that when you're looking to buy a car or truck, you want selection. That's why Meisner has over 700 cars and trucks in stock. Meisner's Chevrolet Geo Oldsmobile in the Philadelphia Airport Auto Mall, celebrating 40 years of continued commitment to the Delaware Valley.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up, never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By Ford, your Quality Plus Ford dealers, home of 5 of the top 10 selling cars and trucks. By Bell Atlantic, 9X Mobile introduces Mobile Reach, the only cellular network available in small, medium, and humongous. And your nationwide insurance dealers, your nationwide representative in Richboro is Patrick Kenny. Well, that's 4 runs batted in on the year now for Steve Paris, and it is our great pleasure, and we did not have this planned because of the night he's having, but this lovely lady is Peg Morandini, up here to talk about ALS, but what a night your husband's having, first of all.
Yeah, I think maybe I'll ride home with him tonight. This is a good one.
Well, he's having a great, you got to be so happy for the things that he's accomplished, huh?
Yeah, he's having a great year, that's for sure. It's just it's a lot harder to like keep his head down. It's a lot of work, you know. I can't let him get that big ego.
Not Mickey.
So.
Yeah, we know him a little bit better than that.
Not Mickey.
And the All-Star game for him, what a big achievement for him.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun, and he had so much fun there. He thoroughly enjoyed that. That was great.
This is Dave Gallagher, followed by Lenny Webster and Kevin Elster. This is a 3-3 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and coming up on Monday night, August the 7th, is a tremendous night. That, of course, is the ALS night benefiting Lou Gehrig's disease. And Peg, tell us a little bit about the plans for this year.
Okay, well, if you've been to this ever before, I mean, it's a great event. It's a lot of fun. It's a great night at the ballpark. We have a silent auction that night. There's a live auction in which they auction off some great memorabilia. There's 93 World Series jerseys. I know that there's let me think, there's oh gosh, there's a ton of balls signed by the players. There's a chance to go to Dream Week, which is a lot of fun, where I know my dad would probably be a dad that would love to do that, to go play with everyone who used to play. And it's all for a great cause. Along with that, you get the opportunity to get autographs of your favorite Phillies. So, I mean, what better night at the park? People wait around for hours after the games. This way, they're sitting in a booth, they're waiting for you to get the autograph.
Gallagher hits a line shot right at Orlando Merced, 1 out. How about admission charge? What's that?
Okay, it's $15 per ticket, and that allows you to go to 2 different booths to get autographs. And right now there's only 1,100 tickets left, so you want to hurry and get your tickets because this event always does sell out.
463-1000. Call that number on your screen. 215-463-1000. I feel like we're doing a fundraiser right now.
You know, Chris, Nancy Giles, Bill Giles' wife, has been very active with Lou Gehrig, and I know the Phillies have supported him over the years, way back for a long time, and it's just amazing to see the progress they're making in coming up with a cure for that disease.
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, every year that we've been here, I know in the 4 years, there's been good news as far as how to cure this. And when you meet the wonderful people that are suffering from this, it makes it all worthwhile because, I mean, it's a debilitating disease, and when you see what really happens, I mean, it's for a great cause.
Yeah, you guys have done a great job with that. As Lenny Webster singles in the hole to left, bringing up Kevin Elster batting in the 8-hole tonight, and Paul Quantrill due to bat next. There's a lot of work that goes into this, though, isn't there?
Yeah, there is a lot of work. Like tonight, we had all the wives downstairs, and we were stuffing the grab bags, which are full of some really great items. I mean, I'm going to have to get one of those grab bags. It's $10 for a grab bag, and I know the front office does work all year on this project. So, I mean, it's the whole Phillies family, which is what makes it so much fun. And that night, everyone will be here, but it's all worth it.
Gary Maddox will even be here.
Yes, I hear he's signing autographs.
Yeah, this must be, how many years now since they've been doing this event? It's a great cause, no question about it, and everybody looks to give their time.
Right.
Elster hit a fly ball to center his first time up. This is Chris Willer along with Gary Maddox and our very special guest, Peg Morandini, talking about the ALS night. That will be Monday night, August the 7th. What time do the gates open, Peg?
The gates open at 5:45. So get here early because, I mean, it's usually crowded then. So, Wheels, are you going to be here?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What are you doing that night?
Every roll's a winner, Peg.
All right.
Base hit to left for Kevin Elster. Phillies with a couple of men on for Quantrill, who will be up there to bunt again. as he sacrificed successfully his first time up, because the Phillies want to get those runners into scoring position for who, Peg?
The Mick man.
That's right.
Give him a chance to be a hero.
Exactly. He's been a hero tonight.
Yeah.
He knocked in the winning run in game number 1. He has an RBI double tonight. Does that guy on deck?
Yeah. Must have been that meatloaf I made for lunch.
So, you know, this, the ALS benefit was canceled last year due to the strike.
Right,
so,
it was.
I mean, people are really waiting for it. Now you got some stuff left over from last year. I know there's going to be a lot of uniforms from different years gone by. Real good time.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a lot of fun too. And the silent auction, I know I didn't work that. I've always done the live auction, but the wives that have done the silent auction have said that, boy, I mean they really get nitty-gritty as far as people battling for those items. So if you're doing that, keep an eye on what you sign up for, because you never know.
You get to work the live auction with that great renowned auctioneer Harry the K,
yes,
right?
That's why I do it every year. He makes it so much fun.
Oh, he makes a lot of things fun. That's true.
Yes, he does.
I tell you, I had the privilege of signing autographs with Dick Allen one year. Who's coming this year? Anybody from years gone by? Any future, past Hall of Famers?
You know, I know that Richie Ashburn's going to be here, the new inductee, and also Steve Carlton. But you know what? I think the tickets are sold out as far as getting tickets to get those. So if you have their tickets for their autographs, that's great, because the chances are gone. And there's Richie right there.
All right, Peg, we'll do a little baseball now as your hubby comes up. 2 on and 2 outs for Mickey Morandini, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI double.
No pressure here.
I like that lingo.
Nice and easy, right?
All right, play-by-play.
You tell us what happened.
There we go. Right there we had a ball. That's good eye, Mick. That's impressive.
You can sit on that fastball now, right?
Yeah. You better be watching for what comes, a knuckle curve now, something like that.
A little slider.
Slider, okay. Ooh. There. They gave him a strike.
No.
Ooh. All right.
That dirty umpire, huh?
Can you believe that?
How dare he?
Come on, Mick.
1-1 on Mickey.
We talk about this all the time. This is a piece of cake. There you go. Oh, high fly ball.
All right, Peg,
no
we'll
such
see you
luck.
later.
All right. You know what? I should have been downstairs. I haven't seen his other at-bats, and he's done great. And you make me sit out here, and now look.
Peg, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
We
It was
appreciate
great.
you joining us. We can't wait for that night.
Sure. Everyone go.
Okay, 3-3 as we end the 4th inning.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
Who's worried about the air we're breathing? Who's controlling emissions and expanding the use of non-polluting fuels? And who's already decreased the pollutants in our air by more than 3 million tons a year? Who? People like you. People who live here. People who know what you care about.
Little investment advice. Bip Roberts, 1986 rookie card, worth about $275. 20 years from now, who knows? 1,000, 2,000, might even go.
Bip, man, you were looking at Robin Roberts. Says here your card's worth 4 cents.
Yo, T, 4 cents if it's in excellent condition, but 10 cents if it's totally mint.
Oh, sorry.
And back here at Veterans Stadium, Chris Wheeler with Gary Maddox. Our thanks to Peg Morandini for coming in, spending that half inning with us, and describing her husband's pop-up.
Yeah, man. She smells a lot better than you do.
Yeah, she is a sweet lady, and great to have around this ball club. And, of course, her husband's a heck of a player. We'll have to get her a tape of her calling that pop-up. She almost went, oh, no, he popped it up. Well, it's 2-2 or 3-3 now, and Al Martin is 2 for 2 with a homer and a single. Ground ball hit hard. Mickey picks it, throws him out. Last inning, we didn't get a chance to talk about that much. Quantrill, very unlike him, walks a 7-hole hitter, the 8-hole hitter, and then gets the ball up to the pitcher who ties it up.
Here's Mickey Morandini fielding that ball. Regardless of what he does at the plate, he's steady in the field. Yeah, that was, you know, I was really surprised when the catcher, you know, took 3-1 on a close pitch to allow the pitcher to get up, and then Quantrill comes in, makes a mistake, and it's right back up the middle.
We mentioned that Paris is coming into the game a .231 hitter with 2 doubles and 2 runs batted in. Well, now he has 4 runs batted in, and he's hit the ball hard twice tonight, hasn't the pitcher? Jay Bell 1 for 2 with a run scored and a strikeout. Nice play, Charlie Hayes. Cuts it off, throws him out. Well, he's done that all year.
Good anticipation. Little breaking ball. Bell reached out for it and hit it over into the hole. Charlie Hayes anticipating that, just boom, right over. Covers a lot of ground. See, there's a breaking ball pulled. See Charlie just way over. Kevin Elster there in case needed, but Charlie had it all the way.
Yeah, it's such an easier play for the third baseman, too, because he can get in a better throwing position. The shortstop has to backhand it and throw across his body from the hole. Here's Merced. He's ground into a double play and struck out 0 for 2. And Orlando takes strike 1. 3-7-1 Pittsburgh. 3-7-0 Phillies. 1 ball and 1 strike now on Merced.
6 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs earned, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Through 92 pitches, 56 for strikes.
Fouled away left side, out of play by Merced. We're in game number 2 of this twilight doubleheader. In the first game, the Phillies getting a run on Mickey Morandini sacrifice fly in the 11th inning. They have not, as of yet, announced the crowd here tonight, but it's probably around 30, high 20s to around 30 for this doubleheader. 1-2 to Merced, outside, 2-2. Paul Quantrill against Steve Paris in this one. A couple of right-handers, outside again, and 3-2 the count. Quantrill with 2 walks in the game, both of them last inning. Of course, as we mentioned, they hurt him. Merced might have chased ball 4 there and fouls it out of play. That's ripped to left field. Gallagher going back. He'll never get it. Off the wall on 1 hop and into second base with a double goes Orlando Merced.
You know, Webster had been asking for the ball away. Every pitch asking for it away, and it's been out. It's been on the corner or outside. And this pitch right here is away, and Merced goes down and nails it. It's just going to the well once too often. Let him see that ball away. Oh, man, he smokes that.
That's double number 15 for Merced, who also has a couple of triples and 8 homers. So he's in scoring position now with 2 outs for Midre Cummings, who doubled and scored in the 4th inning. Cummings' first hit in 29 at bats against the Phillies. And Quantrill gets it over for a strike. Hit number 8 in the ball game for the Pirates. They've now out hit the Phillies 8-7.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Thought it had him, huh? Still remember that feeling, don't you?
Just do that every time I see that ball go inside like that.
Never lose those. 1-1, and Cummings tires are waiting, steps out. 3-3 ball game here in the 5th.
Again, with Webster, he wants the ball either inside or away. You know, now see, he jumps out there, fastball
up the middle. Morandini, can he get him? Got him. Another good play by Mickey Morandini. In the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Pirates leave 1. We're heading to the bottom of the 5th, knotted at 3.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane,
Frank, we're late.
Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium are formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving. For smooth starts and sure acceleration, just give us 5 tanks, and we think you'll see a difference. A word of advice, though. Maybe you'd better leave the windows rolled up.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme meets Ford Taurus head-to-head in the Oldsmobile Challenge. And now with the special 4.9% GMAC Smart Lease rate, you can lease Cutlass for only $249 a month. Cutlass has more standard power, more leg and headroom, more resale value, but Cutlass is $2,150 less than Taurus. And now you can lease a new Cutlass for only $249 a month with no security deposit. Move up to Oldsmobile. Take the Oldsmobile Challenge now at your local Oldsmobile retailer.
I'd do it in a second. The fans will dig it. They've waited long enough. I've just got to get the other lads to agree. I think I can convince them. I'll say, lads, the time has come to eat our pizza crust first.
Good idea, Ringo. Cool. Yeah. Stuffed crust pizza from Pizza Hut with cheese baked into a new, thinner crust. You'll want to eat it crust first. Now with free garlic dipping sauce.
Wrong, lads.
Large is $9.99.
Travel provided by U.S. Air. U.S. Air now offers the only daily nonstop service between Philadelphia and Frankfurt, Germany.
Well, we're back here at Veterans Stadium, and all of a sudden Greg Jeffries has just moved into the on-deck circle to bat for Duncan. Oh, good. Somebody else got hurt. This is really awful right now. How many players have been getting hurt? I mean, it's almost as if the Phillies are snake bitten. Jeffries is having a leg problem. Well, we'll find out what happened to Mariano Duncan. Wow. Duncan hasn't had an at-bat for a while. He can't imagine. We'll just wait for Jeff Cooper to call up and tell us what happened. So here's Jeffries in a rare pinch hitting role, batting for Duncan. I'm sure Fregosi wanted to try and give this guy some time off here in the second game. Jeffries is making his first pinch hitting appearance of the year. That's rare.
Right. When you have the day off, second game of a doubleheader, you expect that maybe you'll be used as a pinch hitter
maybe late
in the ball game. But he definitely didn't have his game face on when they told him about this.
No, because it obviously just happened because Duncan made the final put out. He had kind of an awkward way he caught that ball at first base, and I don't know if he could have hurt himself when he did that or not. We'll see. Pitch to Jeffries is a strike called. He can't believe it. It's 2-1. 2-2, I mean.
See what I mean by game face? You got to go out, you get your sprints in, you get a little sweat going.
Well, that won't take long. Jeffries hits it hard. Off the glove of Johnson. Jeffries is hobbling. He's going to go to second. Merced's throw, and he made it. Well, Jeffries is having some leg problems, too. See how they score that.
Yeah, there's no question there is a leg injury there, but this ball is smoked. Little slider down. Jeffries turns on it. You see Johnson, instead of trying to get in front of it, just kind of stopped and reached for it. He booted that.
And they called it an error, did they?
Yeah, that had to be.
Yeah, I agree. So an error all the way on the first baseman. Jeffries on at second base as a leadoff man, and here's Van Slyke, and you can see Jeffries hobbling into second. He evidently has a groin pull from last night. Nice play by that catcher Encarnacion. Wow, was that a good play.
A little guy, isn't he?
Yeah, 5'8", 180. But he's quick on this one.
He's anticipating this breaking ball in the dirt, turns his glove and gets over there. Not Johnson, on the other hand, reached for a ball that was away from him. You see Encarnacion get his body over there in front of it.
Fregosi now has a problem with Witten with a hamstring, Jeffries with a groin, Longmire's thumb, he can't play. And we don't know what just happened to Duncan. So the guys who are playing are in there. Of course, Jeffries is probably going to have to come in and play. There's a strike called to Andy Van Slyke, 1-1. Van Slyke followed by Eisenreich and then Hayes. 3-3 ball game here in the 5th inning.
I mean, Jeffries rounding first base barely had enough to get the second, it appeared. I'd hate to see what happens if there's a base hit.
Well, he may have to go one at a time unless it's, you know. There's Van Slyke getting the job done. Pulls the ball to the right side. Nice job by Andy Van Slyke. Moving over to third as Greg Jeffries one away, and the crowd appreciates Van Slyke giving himself up there.
Here's Jeffries taking it. Yeah, he's watching the ball. You can see how he breaks it down.
You know, normally they're playing the infield in. You would think that they would go on contact, but probably not, Gary, with the way that Jeffries is running.
No, and I would think it's going to take a pretty good fly ball to get him in as well. Pretty deep.
You're on this one.
Oh, am I? What do you mean?
Gary,
what? You have to give talk.
Well, never mind. You almost knocked me off the chair with it. No balls and 1 strike to Eisenreich, who's trying to get the Phillies a lead here, and it's 0-2. These little things in the booth are called a cough key that you can hit when you want to hit that and clear your throat or something. We have 3 little boxes lined up here, and you hit the wrong button.
How is that? Why? I hit the right button.
Well, you didn't hit it hard enough.
Okay, but it's mine. It has my name on it, 2 R's.
Eisenreich fouls one right below Gary into the crowd. A little punchy this time of night of a doubleheader. 3-8-2 for the Pirates. 3-7-0 Phillies. Jim Eisenreich trying to give the Phillies a lead here.
Eisenreich in his at-bats tonight, I mean, he's really swung the bat well. I think he's had some rest, and he's really swinging the bat good.
He has an RBI in this game. Ooh, another good play by Encarnacion. And the catcher's going to go. He looked like he might have gotten crossed up there a little bit.
See, the buttons are right on this thing.
Right on those boxes right out here. These little boxes right here. One says Todd, one says Gary, one says Chris.
Right. And mine, I pushed mine, and nothing happened. You guys went crazy.
You let go with a December sounding whooping cough.
All right. Let's get back to the ball game here.
That's right. Trying to take a lead here. Infield in for the Pittsburgh Pirates. 1-2 on Eisenreich. And it's high and outside again. 2-2 on Eisy. Jim has knocked in 31 runs this year. As I mentioned, one of them in this game. He's also flied to left. Greg Jeffries, who is obviously hobbled at third base, they're trying to get him home.
You know, Pittsburgh really could play halfway with Jeffries' leg hurting.
And Eisenreich chases a ball in the dirt. And he is a strikeout victim. 2 outs, and now the infield can go back for Charlie Hayes.
Eisenreich stopped, claiming maybe he foul tipped it. You know, didn't I get a piece of that? That's what you asked the umpire. Didn't I get a piece of that on the bounce?
And the answer is no. Parrish now at 75 pitches. Not a big pitch for him.
Big pitch, big strikeout. I mean, you just don't fan Jim Eisenreich in that situation too often.
Yep, he threw a breaking ball in the dirt that he chased. Now here it's up to Charlie. Hayes has a base hit and an RBI in the first inning, and he struck out in the third. Charlie's RBI is 55th of the year. Leadoff 2-base error by Mark Johnson, the first baseman. Jeffries at third now with 2 outs. And Hayes takes a fastball high. 2-0. Dave Gallagher on deck. Chases a breaking ball. 2-1.
That's the same pitch Eisenreich swung at.
Good pitch. 2-0. Fastball hitting situation. This is Charlie Hayes fan club. Sweet Charlie from Downingtown. And he stays off the same pitch this time, 3-1. Steve Parrish is 27. He's 6 foot, 190-pounder out of Joliet, Illinois, near Chicago. Won his first major league game in Wrigley. Walked him, ball 4. Runners at the corners for Gallagher, 0 for 2. With a ground out and a line out. And Jim Leland looks on, and the bullpen starting to stir around out there for the Pirates. 4 right-handers, 2 left-handers available. That's Jeff McCurry, who got into the game for 1 batter. As I said, they're just stirring around out there. Nobody warming up yet. Anticipating problems. So now it's up to Gallagher with 2 outs. Lenny Webster's the on-deck batter. Inside, Lenny has 2 hits. We are in the 5th inning, tied at 3. Phillies won game number 1 in 11 innings, 2-1. There's Dave Gallagher with 2 outs and runners on. That's a situation he has now. Nubs one off the end of the bat, foul first base side to Johnson. 1-1 on Dave Gallagher. Phillies and the Pirates again tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, 1:05 actually, in a business person special. Jeff Juden, just back from AAA, will pitch that game for the Phils tomorrow. And John Eriks, a right-hander, 2-2, will pitch for Pittsburgh. Our next game on Prism will be on Tuesday, that's Wednesday, August the 9th at 7:30. Larry with the pregame at 7. It's the Phillies and Dallas Green and his New York Mets.
Chris, they're telling me you'll be 50.
That's right.
50?
On that date. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouled away, out of play.
Gee.
Known you a long time, man.
Man, just seems like they were putting 40 up out there on the gate that morning when you drove in. Your 40th.
Flies, doesn't it?
Wow.
There's Jeffries. That's the guy they're trying to get home. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Dave Gallagher. Fastball inside, and Charlie Hayes, they were not holding him on, so he just takes off and goes to second. It's 2-2.
Probably treating a lot of your good friends to the Bluebell Inn, right? You having a little party up there? Huh? Come on, you and Renee entertaining the host of.
We're working that night. I'll be with you that night.
That Saturday's always good.
We're working that night. 2-2. Way outside. Another good play by catcher Encarnacion. And it's 3-2. That little guy can move around back there.
Sure can.
It's very quick. Jim Leland is pacing a little bit.
I mean, in Paris, he has a pretty good fastball. It throws pretty hard.
Well, he's won 3 in a row after the Phillies roughed him up. Pitch to Gallagher. Fouled away right side. What undid him that night was David West was up there, and he thought he was up there to bunt. He hit a 3-run homer off him.
Grooved him one.
Yeah, I mean, Paris went 3 2/3 in that game. 4 hits, 6 runs, and 3 walks, and wound up losing the game to David West 10-5. That was on June the 6th at Three Rivers. Here we go again, 3-2 to Gallagher with 2 runners in scoring position now, and now he wants to talk it over with Encarnacion. Been a lot of that tonight on both sides.
That, I think, has to do with the runner on second base getting clear on what the signs are.
Phillies looking to get some 2-out runs now. They are tied with Pittsburgh 3-3. Charlie Hayes at second and Greg Jeffries on at third.
Like you said, something about a fastball. Well, you got to be looking for every edge you can get, Chris.
It was a high fastball, fouled out of play. Gallagher chased ball 4, but you know that's one of the toughest things for a hitter. Nobody wants to stand there and get a strike 3 called on him with those men in scoring position. There's a young fan happy he showed up tonight.
With a glove, Phillies jersey. Yes, sir. All right, get out. Take him out.
Just checking to see he's all right. breaking ball, and he checked on it. Yes, he did, says Brian Gorman. So they're loaded now for Webster, 2 for 2. Nice at bat by Gallagher, Gary.
It sure was. I mean, Gallagher gets his starts primarily against left-handers. To go up there and battle a guy like this, it's a tough at bat for him. Does a good job. Oh,
close.
Yeah, you've seen him rung on that before, but tonight's his night.
So Lenny Webster with a chance to do some damage. He has singled to center and scored, and singled in the hole to left.
Got his average up to 232, Chris.
His average is volatile, of course, because he's only had 56 at bats.
Even though it's volatile, it was under 200 for a long time.
First ball, fastball over for strike one. We'd like to have that pitch back. And he's been hitting, as you see there, in his last 5 starts, and does a very good job defensively. What a nice person he is, too. Way inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. He is the nephew of National League umpire Charlie Williams.
Isn't that ironic?
So sometimes Charlie's working back there with Lenny.
That's what I'm saying.
Ball's a little inside, and he beats it foul third base side. So Paris is ahead 1 and 2, and he's shown the ability to throw a pretty good hard slider away in this situation. Phillies left 2 on last inning. They have the bases loaded and 2 outs now. 30 pitches in this inning for Steve Paris. And this inning is the 5th. Slider right there, struck him out looking. So the Phillies waste an opportunity there. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and they leave them loaded. We're through 5, still 3-3.
No matter what the sport, what the record, what the year, when a Philadelphia team plays a New York team, there's more on the line. The stakes are higher. And our Phillies battle the New York Mets Tuesday, August 8th, Wednesday, August 9th, and Thursday, August 10th, all at 7:35. Philadelphia, New York. Butler, Bonilla, Jones, Franco, Dalton, Morandini, Schilling, Slocum. Let's get it on. Call 463-1000.
Emma, seems like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, I know. 2 weeks.
Will you marry me? 'Cause Emma, I love you, man.
Oh, Johnny, you're not getting my Bud Light.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Johnny?
Make it a Bud Light.
Jane?
It's Joan.
Jane, Joan, whatever. I feel like I've known you forever.
After years of research and thousands of technical drawings, our engineers developed a sophisticated system to help keep people out of the Lexus ES. And overnight, our accountants found a simple way to let people in. We call it the Lexus ES Lease. It's easy to get into at your New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer.
Can you name the top 7 risk factors for heart disease? They are hypertension, cigarette smoking, high cholesterol, lack of exercise, excess weight, diabetes, and stress. Consult your doctor about how to lower these risk factors.
Michael Jack Schmidt tribute. When is it? Saturday night, August the 12th. Game time will be at 8:05. That ceremony will begin probably around 7:30, so come on out early, and all fans will receive a beautiful limited edition print commemorating that event. It's compliments of MAB Paints. A very special date, plus great baseball. Make your plans early to come on out. Order tickets easily by phone or stop by the Vet Stadium ticket office to purchase tickets in person. Montreal Expos will be here Saturday, August 12th. Jeffries will stay in the game and play first base. And we have not yet gotten a report on why Mariano Duncan had to leave the game. And this game remains tied 3-3, and Mark Johnson will lead it off. He's popped up, struck out, followed by Nelson Liriano and then John Wehner here in the 6th inning. Paul Quantrill and Steve Paris still in the ball game. Both pitchers have struggled, but have kept their teams in the game. Big high leg kick and a foul out of play left side.
You know, with all that, with him moving towards the plate, The Phillies have been trying to bust him in so that he's going one way and the ball's coming in to crowd him.
Vitalico did that in the first game and shattered his bat. Oh, there's a line shot to right. Great jump by Eisenreich. Good play, one away. Boy, he got on that in a hurry.
See, the thing is, when he hits those, they might do anything. He's so wound up, swings so hard that those line drives can do anything. When he does connect, look at that.
I think that ball had some top spin.
Oh yeah, as an outfielder, man, you don't know what that ball is going to do. He played it, he got right there in front of it, and didn't do anything tricky.
And Liriano has singled and flied to left. Strike called to Nelson Liriano, a switch hitter. 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, Pittsburgh. 3-7-0 Phillies. Off the end of the bat, cued into center field, a base hit for Liriano, hit number 9 for the Pirates.
See, Quantrill coming inside on that pitch. Liriano not trying to pull it, but just trying to fight it off, and was able to get a base hit. You try and pull that ball and your bat shattered. See, inside there, doesn't try and pull it, but fights it off and goes up the middle with it.
And Wainer, he has singled and walked in the 4th inning. 2 walks in a row with 2 outs, and that loaded him. And then the pitcher Paris singled, knocked in 2, and now we're tied at 3-3. Greg Jeffries, the new first baseman. And Quantrill moves over to first. Liriano, 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts. John Wainer playing a doubleheader today at third base. Jeff King, who plays a lot of third base, also played first in game number 1. He is on the bench.
Mariano Duncan was hit on his throwing hand, making the catch on the last out of the top of the 5th inning. He left the game with contusion on the fingers of the right hand.
Well, we just found out what happened to Mariano Duncan, and remember how we talked how funky it looked. He caught that ball at first. Well, he caught it on his bare hand.
Right, looks like the throw just kind of tied him up, and he stuck his hand in the glove.
Hit and run, and a base hit to right field. Liriano will make it to third. Wainer on with a hit, and the Pirates have runners at the corners with 1 out.
Boy, I tell you, Jim Leland uses that play to perfection. It's a way to try and get his team some runs. He'll try, he'll gamble. You know, and you really tell your hitter in this situation, nothing hard, just make a nice, easy swing.
Sometimes that's the way you get a guy to make an easy swing.
That's exactly right. Try and hit the ball the other way, take a good look at it, and put it in play.
They wouldn't squeeze here, would they? 8-hole hitter up who's grounded into a double play and walk. The catcher Encarnacion. Phillies at double play depth. There goes the runner. Grounded towards third. Charlie's going to come home. Liriano's in a rundown. Got him. 2 outs. And Encarnacion is still at first base. Not a good play there for Pittsburgh.
Well, I'll tell you what happened on that play. Charlie Hayes, I think, would have tried to turn 2 had the runner not been going. And I think when he got the ball, he knew he had no play at second. He looked up, saw the runner on third. Liriano break towards home, and he had him easy. See, the runner at second, there is no play. Then Liriano, you know, just ran into the out. Charlie, a good heads-up play there.
Sure was. I mean, that was Charlie anticipating the situation, knowing the runner had gone, as you said. Now here is Paris, who got a big hit his last time up, a single to center and 2 RBIs. He's also hit a hard ground ball to third. I think Leland liked that play too much. There's another ball hit fairly well. Charlie will go to second. That'll do it. The Phillies get out of the inning. Good job by Quantrill throwing those grounders. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We're going to the bottom of the 6th, and it's still 3-3. And now it is time for a look at the Budweiser Major League Scoreboard.
You do this so well.
Thank you. As we go to the National League, St. Louis won earlier today in 11, 3-2 over the New York Mets. Bernard Gilkey, the hero in that one, a homer, number 9, and an RBI single in the 11th inning. Montreal came from behind to beat the Chicago Cubs 4-2. Rondell White and Sean Berry went deep in that one. San Diego at Florida. Oh, they got some rain down there in South Florida, and they are off for this evening. Houston 4, Colorado 1 in the 6th inning. Jeff Bagwell an RBI double, and Darryl Kyle, the pitcher, has also knocked in a run. Atlanta at Los Angeles, Cincinnati at San Francisco. Those teams involved in a big deal just last week. Or was it this week? Cleveland at California, 6-3. California beats Cleveland. Dennis Martinez finally loses. He's 9-1. Mike Harkey just acquired by California. The winner is 5-6. Lee Arthur Smith, he just rolls on and on and on. Save number 24 for the big guy. Jim Thome, Paul Serrano homers for Cleveland. Chili Davis, number 12, a grand slam for California. Oakland at Detroit. That game is in the 4th inning. Kirk Gibson has an RBI hit in that one. Boston and Chicago 5-2. Troy O'Leary an RBI hit. Dave Hollins has an RBI single in that. Ray Durham a home run for Chicago. Minnesota and Toronto, that's 6-2 in favor of the Jays at Sky Dome. Marty Cordova, homer for Minnesota. Roberto Alomar, an RBI double. Same thing for Sean Green. Baltimore 7, Texas 3. They're in the 7th inning at Baltimore. Leo Gomez, his 4th of the year. New York Yankees, a hot team, lead Kansas City 4-2. They're in the 6th. Mike Stanley with an RBI double in that. And Milwaukee at Seattle. That will begin at 10:35 Philadelphia time. Great job, Brian Freeman. Thank you very much. And back here, it is a 3-3 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Kevin Elster will lead it off. Paul Quantrill to follow, and then Mickey Morandini. Steve Parris and Quantrill both pitching into the 6th inning. Actually, Quantrill is through the 6th inning. Elster has a base hit, and he's also flied to center. Kevin playing shortstop in game number 2 of this doubleheader. And Parris misses high, ball 1. He walked a couple last inning, did Parris, but got out of it with a 2-out bases loaded strikeout of Lenny Webster. In fact, he got 2 big strikeouts of Eisenreich and Webster in that inning. Elster takes it low, 2-0. Pirates have out hit the Phils 10-7, but it's tied at 3. Here's Jim Fregosi looking on, wondering where am I going to get some healthy bodies tomorrow. Fouled back, 2 balls and 1 strike. We mentioned Duncan has had to leave the game with a contusion of several fingers, I think they said, of his throwing hand when he caught that kind of awkwardly at first base. As you said, Gary probably handcuffed him.
Yeah, you know how like infielders have a tendency to put that hand in there when they're catching the ball. Sometimes they get it in too soon.
Elster pulls one to short where Jay Bell gobbles it up, throws him out, 1 away.
So we know what Duncan is doing right now. He's sitting somewhere with his hand in a bucket of ice.
Right, hoping that he'll get better soon. Because the Phillies have quite a few injuries. They've lost 2 players tonight in Witten and now Duncan. And Greg Jeffries is hobbling with a groin pull. And we know that Tony Longmire can't be used for a while because he has a sore thumb after getting hit by a pitch the other night. Quantrill's done the job with a bat tonight, sacrificing twice. One time he got a runner into scoring position, and the Phillies got him in. This time he hits a grounder to Bell, 2 outs. I'd like to just thank you, Gary, for doing a wonderful job here tonight in your 6 innings of work.
I tell you, man, just being around you and Todd and the enthusiasm you guys show just carried me right through a doubleheader.
It sounded so insincere.
No, very sincere, Chris, and I'm definitely sincere about the fact that I'm headed up to Cooperstown.
Yeah.
See Mike and Richie get inducted. It's going to be a good time.
Yep, look forward to seeing you there.
All right. Man, they tell me it's going to be over 100 degrees and we're going to be sitting outside. So, you know, wear that body T-shirt.
Those 2 guys worth it? 1-0. 100 degrees, where'd you get that from?
It's going to be 95 here.
Yeah, but it's supposedly cooler in Albany or Cooperstown.
No, you're closer to the sun.
2-0. Strike called. Mickey thought it might have been a little outside. Mickey tonight in this game 1-for-3 with an RBI double in the second inning, and Steve Parris now at the 100 pitch mark here in the 6th inning. 0-3-1 on deck is Jeffries. Greg now in the game for Mariano Duncan playing at first base. Jammed him right at the second baseman, Liriano. That'll do it. See you later, Gary. We'll see you on August the 9th or at Cooperstown. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We're through 6, 3-3.
Last Saturday, my wife Lisa and I went shopping. We're not paying any attention. That's when it hit me. What would happen to our family if Lisa weren't around anymore?
Well, recently I've been trying to get Dave and Lisa to review their life insurance.
We then called Kim. She's our nationwide insurance agent.
Lisa now has the life insurance she needs.
Sometimes I think about what almost happened. But thanks to Kim, I don't worry about what might happen.
Nationwide is on your side.
Over the past 3 years, Dodge has offered a choice of more new nameplates than anybody else. Now Dodge offers some other choices that make driving the Dodge Intrepid remarkably easy. During the Dodge Buyer's Choice sale, get a new Intrepid and choose up to $1,897 in cash savings and values. Or choose an interest rate as low as 1.9%. Or an Intrepid lease rate of only $219 a month. The Dodge Buyer's Choice sale. It makes visiting your friendly Dodge dealer a very smart choice indeed.
Jim Herr doesn't use just any potatoes. But then Jim Herr doesn't make just any potato chip. Make hers. Yours.
You talk to the feds tomorrow, I'll kill you.
Have we played enough games here?
What did Roman tell you in that car?
A man lies dead by his own hand, yet this boy remains silent.
I wasn't in that car. You and I both know he doesn't know anything.
We need to talk to this child.
We know more about your client's actions than you do.
Sometimes being strong means asking for help. I don't know nothing. You've got to start telling me the truth. I'm scared.
Well, great things are worth waiting for in this year's yearbook is well worth it. A full-color, informative collector's book with pictures of all the present Phils and interesting information, along with special sections celebrating this year's silver anniversary and a very special section detailing the Phillies' living Hall of Famers, including this year's inductees Michael, Jack, and Whitey. To order yours, call 215-463-1000. It's on sale at the vet for $7 and add $4 for mail and handling charges. P.O. Box 7575, Philadelphia, PA. Al Martin with a ground ball off the end of the bat to second base. Sorry, Todd. Stole a little of your thunder, but you're back with us.
In a doubleheader, it doesn't quite matter.
You got it.
Thanks, Wheels. We're in the 7th, all tied at 3. 3 runs on 10 hits for the Pirates, 3 runs on 7 hits for the Phils as we play into the 7th. Paul Quantrill facing Jay Bell, who is 1 for 3. Quantrill at this point has allowed those 10 hits. Did have a brush with Wildness as Bell fouls one just past third base. He walked consecutive batters in the 4th, the only 2 walks he's allowed in this ball game. He's also struck out a couple. So both Phillies starters pitching into the 7th, and oh, did Jim Fregosi and Johnny Padres need that tonight. The bullpen was pretty much depleted heading into this doubleheader. Inside, it's 1-1. Sid Fernandez went 7 innings. 1 hit baseball, allowing 3 walks, just the 1 run on the 1 hit, a home run by Mark Parent. Phils won game 1, 2-1 in 11 innings. All tied up in game 2, 3-3. Ball and 2 strikes to Jay Bell. On the outside corner, excellent pitch by Paul Quantrill, his 3rd strikeout of the night. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Philadelphia Phillies. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Phillies Baseball Club. 2 outs, the base is cleared, and Orlando Merced, the batter. 1 for 3 tonight with a double his last time up. He is also grounded into a double play and struck out. Merced 1 for 4 in the doubleheader. Seems like it's even warmer in game 2 than it was in game 1. Quantrill has thrown a number of pitches. That's a strike. It's 1-1. In the air foul. Quantrill ahead of Merced. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Phillies and Pirates wrapping up this quick series tomorrow afternoon. 1:05 start. Jeff Juden makes his first start of the year. Line drive. Merced has 2 consecutive hits. He's a 2-out base runner here in the 7th. Went the other way last time with his double, and here he also reaches out and takes the outside pitch and sends it the other way. Merced, who used to be a switch hitter, is strictly a left-handed hitter now. So he's a 2-out base runner for Midre Cummings. Ball almost hits him. It's 1-0. Cummings snapped an 0 for 28 lifetime versus the Phillies with a double back in the 4th. He also scored a run. He is 1 for 3 on the night. 1 for 7 on the doubleheader. Ball is ripped to right field. Coming on and making a diving catch, Jim Eisenreich. That ends the inning. Fine defensive play by Eisenreich to end the 7th. No runs, a hit, 1 man left, and Eisy keeps this game tied. 7th inning stretch time, and the fans acknowledge this play.
The Pennsylvania Lottery has a new game. It's $1,000 a week for life. One more reason to stay alive.
We could use another bathroom, but I really had my heart set on a new kitchen. Until the furnace went. But instead of putting everything on hold, I got a Mellon PSFS line of credit. We'll be okay. I got the money I needed, even a little extra, for other important things.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
In the automotive world, if you don't change, you get crushed. Lexus, however, in our continuing pursuit of perfection, has made hundreds of changes to the LS400, resulting in a faster, more luxurious, roomier, and more maneuverable car than ever before. So drive an LS, unless, of course, you prefer to drive the competition. See the LS at your New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer. Everything's changed but the price.
Catch the sun, have some fun, get a free Pride of the Phillies poster in the final Mellon PSFS Business Person Special when the Phillies play the Expos, Monday, August 14th, 1:05. Good team, good fun, goodbye. Business Person Specials. Call 463-1000.
One of the area's hottest bands takes center stage when the Middle East presents The Low Road. It's 30 minutes of Philly's best music Friday at 10 o'clock exclusively on Prism. You take the high road and the Middle East will present The Low Road this Friday night. We head to the bottom half of the 7th, all tied up at 3 in game number 2, and Greg Jeffries leads off. He reached on an error, a hard hit ball past Mark Johnson as he was pinch hitting for Mariano Duncan, who left the game with a contusion on his right hand. Jeffries isn't exactly 100%. He had to hustle into second, and you could see he's bothered by that slight groin pull. Takes a called strike. It's 2-1. Two balls and a strike, fouled away. It's 2-2. Tony Longmire He's nursing an injury. Got hit on the thumb with a pitch. Phils have a whole bunch of nagging injuries. Mark Whitten injured his hamstring in game 1.
Yeah, Mark Whitten has a hamstring problem. Duncan got hurt in this game.
There's a hard hit ball into right center field towards the gap. Jeffries always hustling, but he'll have to hold up here, and he's a leadoff base runner for the Phillies in the 7th.
Greg Jeffries is starting to look like the Greg Jeffries that we saw so many years in another uniform, especially in the last 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. He hit that ball right on the nose.
That extends his hitting streak to 10 games. Jeffries now with a 10-game hitting streak. In that time, he's batting well over 400. He has been the red-hot Philly in the lineup lately. That's the right-hander Mike Dyer loosening up for the Pirates' first bullpen action. Phillies have not yet had to use their bullpen. Rip, but right at Liriano. Can Jeffries get back? No. Double play.
It looked like he beat that, didn't it?
Andy Van Slyke hit it right on the nose, and Mel Roberts disagrees with the call made by Brian Gorman, and Mel's going to get some help from manager Jim Fregosi.
Yeah, it looked like he beat it back, but he was called out right on the nose and doubled off.
You missed that play.
That's all. Yeah, that was basically it, and Gorman let him go, because I think he did miss that one. Here's a line driver, a bullet, and Jeffries trying to get back now. Does he? Yep.
That was close.
Yep. I think he got back that time.
Bang, bang play.
Yep.
Very similar to the play that Orlando Merced was called out on in the first game, and he had an argument.
And that was hard to tell. That was really hard to tell, that one.
That one was close. Chopper to Jay Bell. This should be the inning. And it is. Help from a line drive double play, and Steve Paris escapes the 7th. We're still tied at 3.
Some people hate to stop for gasoline. We do it for a living. Just going from one Sunoco station to another to another. Checking to make sure a gallon is truly a gallon. That the octane you pay for is the octane you get. That the gasoline is as good coming out of the pump as it was coming out of the refinery. So next time you're moaning because you have to pull over for gasoline, think of us. We have to stop 1,183 times this year.
This time, it's bigger than ever. The #1 savings event of the year. It's Ford's factory-authorized clearance at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. That means 6 of the 10 best-selling cars and trucks in America are clearance priced to move. Get $2,000 cash back on Ford Taurus. Repeat, $2,000 cash back on Taurus. The best offer ever on America's best-selling car. It's Ford's factory-authorized clearance. Going on now at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Don't miss it.
Dad?
Yeah?
There's something I want to tell you.
What is it, son?
Well, Dad, you're my dad. And I love you, man.
You're not getting my Bud Light, Johnny.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Ray, forget it, Johnny.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up, never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. By your local Dodge dealers. Come in today because we know how to help. By the Yellow Pages, 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. And by Pico Energy, we're focusing our energies on you, Pico Energy. We head to the 8th inning as Mark Johnson will lead things off. He is 0 for 3 as he rips one foul on one hop into the crowd. As you can see, a lot of the fans have departed on this long doubleheader evening, and on that play, Mark Johnson snapped his bat.
Yeah, 30, what was it, 32,000?
What was the total?
517, 32,517.
He has made it through the doubleheader, and he's awake.
Looks like that same child who was here last night that we had shots of all the time late in the game.
If it is, that kid has some serious airtime going.
Really? And is some fan, that kid.
The 0-1 pitch to Johnson's up high for a ball, 1-1. As you see, Johnson batting .231 on the year. He never gets cheated with his swings. Right back to Quantrill, who makes the play to first. Quantrill now working into the 8th inning. For the Phillies starters, giving Jim Fregosi exactly what he needed tonight. Sid Fernandez went 7. Quantrill's into the 8th.
Yeah, unfortunately, they had to play 11.
Right. And they may have to go extras in this one.
Oh, don't say that.
Well, it's 3-3.
That's right. You're looking at it again, the potential for it.
Quantrill this year has one other time pitched as many as 8 innings. That came in against the Los Angeles Dodgers at Chavez Ravine back on May 29th when the Phillies, back on June 9th when the Phillies were shutting down the Dodgers at the end of that West Coast trip. This ball is hit deep off the bat of Nelson Liriano. Forget about it. Liriano gives the Pirates a 4-3 lead with his 3rd home run of the year.
Liriano's had a big game.
That's his 3rd hit of the ball game.
He bombed that one too, no doubt about it. A long home run.
Liriano, who last year played second base for the Colorado Rockies, enjoyed that one as he untied the game. It's now 4-3 Buccos.
So Steve Parrish in the jacket too congratulate him. A high sinker, and he hits it out of the ballpark.
This ball sent to left field. John Wayner got under it, and Dave Gallagher's there for the 2nd out. So Wayner retired for the first time. He was 2 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Pitch number 99 was the one he'd like to have back. Two out, space is cleared, and Angelo Encarnacion, who was grounded into a double play, walked and bounced into a fielder's choice. Fouls one off.
Well, Liriano was that strong. He really hit that a long way.
Yeah, that was a shot. Called strike outside corner, 0-2.
He's playing tonight a doubleheader because Carlos Garcia is injured, who is their, the guy who plays second base for the Pirates most of the time.
Coming into this season, Liriano had hit 12 of his 16 home runs left-handed. This year he has hit 2 now left-handed of his 3.
Phillies are getting Mike Williams up in the bullpen.
On the outside corner, called 3rd strike. Quantrill gets the next 2, but he allows the tie-breaking home run to Liriano. The Buccos take the lead into the bottom of the 8th. It's now 4-3 Pittsburgh.
It's like having a Phillies ticket window come right to your home. Call 463-1000 and reserve your tickets in advance. No rushing, no waiting, no hassle. 463-1000. It's like having a Phillies ticket window right in your home.
After years of research and thousands of technical drawings, our engineers developed a sophisticated system to help keep people out of the Lexus ES. And overnight, our accountants found a simple way to let people in. We call it the Lexus ES Lease. It's easy to get into at your New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer.
I grew up with scum like you. Now, you grew up with me. You wouldn't have grown up. I'm gonna put you away, Perone.
The match is on, boys.
Look at them. Laugh. They think they're home free. Let's go.
Next juror, Valerie Alston.
Here.
Any children?
I have one son.
William Hurt. The game, Valerie, is not who dies, but who dies first.
Trial by jury. No one is innocent.
Phillies trail 4-3 in the 8th as we take a look at the Major League scoreboard. National League Finals, St. Louis and extras over New York. Montreal 4-2 over Chicago. Florida and San Diego rained out down at Joe Robbie Stadium. Houston 4-3 over Colorado. That game in the 8th. Atlanta, Los Angeles, Cincinnati, San Francisco just underway. Final in the American League, California defeats Cleveland 6-3. Milwaukee and Oakland and Detroit are tied at 2. Chicago trails Boston and now loses to Boston 5-3. Zane Smith the winner. Dave Hollins, the game-winning RBI hit. He went 1 for 4 with an RBI single for the Red Sox. Toronto 6-2 over Minnesota. Final. Baltimore leads Texas 7-5 7th. The Yankees a run better than Kansas City in the 7th. And Seattle and Milwaukee. A lot of runs being scored in the Kingdom early, 2-2 in the 1st. Jeff King has taken over. He's at third base, replacing John Wehner. He will be part of a double switch. King will bat 9th, and now batting in the number 7 spot is the right-hander Mike Dyer. Dyer returning after being hit on the knee by a line drive in Sunday's game, making his 27th appearance on the year. Dyer has a record of 3-1, an ERA of 4.46. Dyer had to leave that game on Sunday after being hit by a line drive off the bat of Tim Laker. This is his first outing since then.
As Dyer begins the pitcher to Charlie Hayes, they have Dan Maselli, a right-hander, and Christensen, the left-hander up. Christensen we saw in game number 1. Now, Maselli has picked up a lot of saves this year, and they have Jim Gott back, who can also close.
Dyer is 28 years of age. Signed as a minor league free agent in the offseason before last year. Was 1-1 last year with Pittsburgh in 14 appearances. Spent most of the time in Buffalo. Also pitched in his career back in 1989 with the Minnesota Twins. Had a Charlie Hayes 0-2. That's outside. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Dave Hollins played in his first game tonight with the Red Sox and went 1 for 4 as the DH and knocked in the go-ahead, which proved to be the winning run for Boston. They defeated the White Sox 5-3. Good for Dave. Ball ripped into center field and deep. No one will catch up to this as it bounces on one hop over the wall for a ground rule double. Charlie Hayes tattoos one into left center field. He has a couple of hits and a couple of steals in this game.
Now that has to feel good for Charlie Hayes, the way he's been struggling, because he nailed that ball. They were shading him with Midre Cummings, the center fielder, towards right center. So he hits this ball just a little bit to the left of center field, and there's a lot of room out there, as you'll see when it hits. The left fielder had the best shot at it, Al Martin, and he had no chance.
So now Dave Gallagher, who handles the bat well, will be asked to move the runner to scoring position. Phil's out of the tying run on second base, trailing 4-3 here in the bottom half of the 8th. Gallagher 0 for 2, walked his last time up. He is grounded out and lined out.
Gallagher can hit the ball to the right side very well, and he's going to try to do that now, you would think. Oh, he's going to bunt.
Dyer on top of it quickly, throw to third, and Hayes is out on the fielder's choice. Not a very good bunt, and Mike Dyer really got off the mound in a hurry to make the play.
Yeah, Charlie Hayes made a base running mistake, too. As you said, not a very good bunt, and he didn't read it that it was going right back to the pitcher. And when the ball goes right back to him like that, you know, even though it's a tag play, no problem. Now, you don't want to trade that, obviously. I mean, you know, when you don't get the good bunt, as Gallagher didn't bunt it real well there, you just stay at second base and stay in scoring position.
Here's Lenny Webster, who is 2 for 3 tonight. Webster struck out his last time up. Bases loaded, 2 outs. A good scoring opportunity in the 5th. Phils have had their chances tonight against the Buccos. In this game especially. Not a whole lot of hitting going on in game 1. Outside, it's 2-0. The count. Steve Paris, the starting pitcher, stands to be the winner if the Pirates hold on to the lead. He went 7 innings, allowing 8 hits, 2 walks, and 3 runs. 3-0 pitch is a called strike. It's 3-1. Harris struck out 4 while he was in there.
Freddie Webster's has some power, and you just keep thinking sooner or later he's going to hit a home run. He's a middle-in hitter. They're playing him slightly to pull in the outfield.
Outside and low, ball 4. So the Phils do get the tying run back to second base with 1 out. First and second, and Kevin Elster will be called back to the dugout for a pinch hitter.
Tony Longmire. We did not think he was going to be able to do this tonight, but evidently got that shot of him working that thumb and on the bench, and feels that he can come up and get an at-bat tonight.
Jason Christensen is loosening up. And here comes Jim Leland. And the strategy game begins. Looks like Leland's going to go to the lefty. I think he did already make the motion. I don't think Steve Ripley saw it. And now Ripley calls for Jason Christensen. So Longmire was announced. Christensen comes on. See what happens on the Phillies end. We're in the bottom half of the 8th. Pirates lead at 4-3.
Schmitty, nobody did it better. Join in a tribute to this Hall of Famer before the Expos game Saturday, August 12th at 8:05, and you'll receive a limited edition print compliments of MAB paints. The Expo series starts Friday, August 11th at 7:35, continues Sunday, August 13th at 1:35, when fans 14 and under get the best backpack to ever strap on a back free, and wraps up Monday the 14th with a 105 Mellon PSFS Business Person Special. Call 463-1000.
In the automotive world, if you don't change, you get crushed. Lexus, however, in our continuing pursuit of perfection, has made hundreds of changes to the LS400, resulting in a faster, more luxurious, roomier, and more maneuverable car than ever before. So drive an LS, unless, of course, you prefer to drive the competition. See the LS at your New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer. Everything's changed but the price.
Susan Sarandon and Tommy Lee Jones are on opposite sides of the courtroom in The Client, the nail-biting adaptation of John Grisham's bestseller, Friday night at 8 o'clock exclusively on Prism. Make sure you catch that one, The Client, coming your way Friday night. Jason Christensen is the new pitcher for the Pirates. He pitched game 1 and pitched 2 full innings. Allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, intentional, and struck out 2, did not allow a run. And he actually started his 3rd inning of work when Mariano Duncan was announced as a pinch hitter in the 10th. And then Jim Leland went to Jeff McCurry. Well, Christensen will get to face Tony Longmire, the Phillies with only 1 potential right-handed hitter, and that's the switch hitter Mark Whitten, who hurt his hamstring in game number 1.
They still have Stocker available, but that's not a situation where they would necessarily pinch him. So, you know, Fergosi knows that the left-hander is going to come in to pitch to Longmire, but what his feeling is, he feels he would rather go this way than to go Dyer against Elster.
Mark Whitten, who did injure his hamstring, is on deck. So the Phils banged up bench. It's going to try and gut it out here in the bottom of the 8th. Longmire has a sore hand and takes a pitch for a ball, 1-0.
According to our stats here, Tony has never faced Jason Christensen.
Tony Longmire has done an outstanding job as a pinch hitter for the Phils this year. As you see, a couple of home runs, batting .300. Inside, it's 2-0.
Right-hander still up in the bullpen for the Pirates. Might still be Maselli, who was up earlier.
Christensen pitched an inning in yesterday's ball game against Atlanta. Pitched 2 innings in game 1 of tonight's doubleheader, and here he is in his 3rd game in 2 days. Good rip and a foul back, 2-1. Tony Longmire has hit well all season long here at the vet, batting .417. Tony was hit by a pitch against the Colorado Rockies on Monday night. Had to leave the ball game.
Brian Ricard hit him in the 2nd inning. first at bat.
Held up, it's 3-1.
You wouldn't think that he, well, you know, they obviously don't want to load the bases here. Will he throw him a fastball, or will he take a chance of getting the breaking ball over? And that's the thing Tony Longmire has to face now. Look for fastball, take the breaking ball.
He hits one high and deep. Forget about it. Longmire's done it again. A pinch hit upper deck home run, and the Phils take a 6-4 lead. Oh, has this guy had a season coming off the bench for Jim Fregosi? This one might be a curtain call for Long.
Deserves it.
Mark Whitten's going to let him take the curtain call. He is stepping out of the batter's box. The fans still on their feet. They want to see Tony Longmire. There he is.
Well, as we said, hit the fastball, take the breaking ball, and he got that high fastball. You know, Whitten is a pinch hitter here, Todd. He is amazing what a high ball hitter Tony is. You know, he for a left-handed hitter, he hits that pitch. If we can see it, it was way high. I mean, it was way out of the strike zone, and he tomahawked that baby in the upper deck. Remember, he told us he'd never seen a high pitch he didn't like.
Well, Mark Whitten apparently is healthy enough here to pinch hit. He injured his hamstring in Game 1. He is pinch hitting for Paul Quantrill, who all of a sudden stands to be the winning pitcher.
And now they can get Slocum up. Boy, what a huge hit by Tony. And you know, he thought Christensen would throw him a fastball, but that ball was nowhere near the strike zone.
Well, Whitten's going to have to hobble to first as Jay Bell plays the short hop, and he throws out Whitten. Take a look at that swing once again from Tony Longmire.
Let's take a look. Now, this is a 3-1 fastball. Look where it is. I mean, that thing is way up in the air.
That's shoulder high.
And he launches it. That baby's in the upper deck in the first row. A long home run on a pitch you can't believe that a left-handed hitter can get on top of a ball to hit it like that. You know, normally a pitch that high in the strike zone, you just can't hit the ball that far. Wow. Sore thumb, huh?
Contusion.
I don't think he felt that.
Everybody on that team should have a contusion, the way that ball was launched.
And Tony, of course, grew up in the Pirates organization.
Tony Longmire, Wes Chamberlain, and the often forgotten Julio Peguero. And Long is the one who has stayed, and Long has showed he belongs. He has just done a magnificent job. Won a game for the Phillies earlier this year, a game here on Prism in the Phils' final at bat. Trying to win Game 2 of this doubleheader with the bottom half of the 8th inning 3-run blast.
It's only the 8th ball that's been hitting the upper deck, too.
To the right?
To right field.
Right
yeah,
field.
A lot of them to left. 40 of them to left.
Morandini strikes out, but the big news, the Phils have the lead on the blast off the bat of Tony Longmire. It's now a 6-4 game, and Heathcliff will come on and try and close it out.
For cars that can benefit from higher octane, Texaco Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium were formulated to clean your engine's intake valves, fuel injectors, and combustion chambers while you're driving, to give you smooth starts and sure acceleration. Just give us 5 tanks, and we think Power Plus and Power Premium will make quite an impression on you.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
As a former teacher, I wanted to find out why Norristown School District employees switched their health coverage and chose to go all blue with personal choice.
Freedom. That's what I demand.
when choosing my doctor or seeing a specialist.
Personal choice makes us feel secure
and appreciated.
I deal with the best doctors and hospitals. With personal choice, I don't have to settle for anything less.
Ask your employer about switching to personal choice. Freedom, quality, and affordability you can lean on.
Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme meets Ford Taurus head-to-head in the Oldsmobile Challenge. And now with a special 4.9% GMAC Smart Lease rate, you can lease Cutlass for only $249 a month. Cutlass has more standard power, more leg and headroom, more resale value. But Cutlass is $2,150 less than Taurus. And now you can lease a new Cutlass for only $249 a month with no security deposit. Move up to Oldsmobile. Take the Oldsmobile Challenge now at your local Oldsmobile retailer.
That blue three is making the Pirates feel kind of blue right now. That is the big blast in this ball game. Bottom half of the 8th inning, 3-run pinch hit home run by Tony Longmire has given the Phillies a 6-4 lead and a chance to sweep the doubleheader tonight. Kevin Stocker takes over for the other Kevin, shortstop Elster, and Heathcliff Slocum on in the 9th to try and preserve this win, which all of a sudden belongs to Paul Quantrill, who lasted 8 innings, allowed 12 hits while he was in there. 4 runs, but lasted long enough for the Phillies to score some runs for him tonight.
Great chess match in that last inning, too, because as we said, Fregosi knew he was going to get Christensen, but he wanted that matchup. He wanted Tony Longmire in that spot, even though it was a left-handed pitcher. And Tony, makes the manager look good.
Jeff King rips the first pitch to center field, but Van Slyke is back and makes the catch at his waist. 1 away. Heathcliff Slocum. On the season, he's 2-0, 1.94 ERA. Picked up the win in last night's extra inning ball game, which now seems about 3 days ago.
Well, the last home run in that upper deck in right field was Fred McGriff in that playoff game. Phillies home run record for pinch hit home runs is by Gene Freese, and that was a long time ago, Todd.
5 pinch hit home runs in 1 year as Gallagher calls off Stocker. There's 2 away.
That had to be a long time ago because Gene Freese was traded for Johnny Callison in 1959. So we'd have to look that up. But I remember Jeff Grotwald hitting 3 pinch hit home runs in a weekend at San Francisco. 1 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday.
Longmire's last 2 pinch hit home runs have been huge. Potential game winners if Heathcliff can close the door on the Pirates and Jay Bell. Bell trying to get on base because he knows the Pirates need at least 1 more base runner before the tying run comes to the plate.
And the Phillies not a long ball hitting team. To win on a 3-run homer in the 8th would be huge for them.
Merced is on deck. 1-0 pitch, low, 2-0.
Jay Bell doing what he has to do, and he wants to get the tying run up there.
Phil's playing in game number 84 tonight. Game 2. 60 remaining. 2 balls and a strike to Jay Bell. Heathcliff 1 behind Randy Myers for the National League lead in saves. He has 22. Myers has 23, and Tom Henke has 22. Up high, it's 3-1. Slocum would rather not have to face Merced. He'd rather get this righty if possible. Hard hit ground ball, fair ball down the left field line. So the Pirates stay alive. Bell digging for 2. Gallagher's throw is a little bit late, and Jay Bell has a 2-out double here in the top of the 9th.
With a 2-run lead, Charlie Hayes, of course, is not going to guard the line. A 1-run lead, he would have been over on the line. So the ball goes down the line for the double, and it gets a potential long ball up there in Merced.
Jay Bell now just 2 for 15 in his career against Slocum. He was 1 for 14 coming in. Orlando Merced 1 for 10 in his career against Heathcliff. Striking out 5 of those 10 times. Merced in this game 2 for 4. His last 2 at bats have been hits, doubled in the 5th, singled in the 7th. Phil's lead at 6-4. That hit for the Pirates was their 13th in this game, after only 2 hits in the first game in 11 innings. High and tight, 1-0. Heathcliff pitched 2 innings last night in that victory against the Colorado Rockies. Swing and a miss and a good slider. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I hate to see him come into that area, but he threw such a hard biter that time that he swung over it. That's, you know, middle into a Merced left-handed is a long ball spot, but he's had good success against him.
Fouled it away. It's 1-2. Merced with 8 home runs this year. His career high is 10.
That was a pretty good jammer he just threw there. Got right on his hands.
Pirates down to their final strike. Tying run at the plate. 2 outs. Top of the 9th. He got him. Heathcliff Slocum saves the ball game on the splitter to strike out Orlando Merced, and the Phils come from behind to win 6-4 and take both ends of the doubleheader from the Pirates. Tony Longmire coming off the bench, a contusion on his thumb, and he sent a ball into the right field upper deck for just the 8th time in Veterans Stadium history a ball has reached there, and the Phils haven't had a doubleheader sweep in 3 years. They do it tonight against the Pirates, winning the first game 2-1 in 11 innings, winning game 2 6-4 on the big pinch hit blast by Longmire. Slocum saves it for Paul Quantrill, who now has a team leading 9 wins on the year. Back to talk about this one when we return from the vet.
I need new clothes. I can't wear those. And call a florist. I need my rose.
They need more choices.
We need them fast.
To calm the diva down. Or she won't last.
We need them fast.
9 out of 10 use it. The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Give me 10 more good reps, man.
No, that's not it. I'll tell you what it is. Now give me one more. One more. Oh, man. One more. Keep it on.
With 33% more carbos than Gatorade, it's Powerade.
Give me 10 more good reps, man.
In the automotive world, if you don't change, you get crushed. Lexus, however, in our continuing pursuit of perfection, has made hundreds of changes to the LS400, resulting in a faster, more luxurious, roomier, and more maneuverable car than ever before. So drive an LS, unless, of course, you prefer to drive the competition. See the LS at your New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer. Everything's changed but the price.
Phillies sweep the doubleheader from the Buccos, winning in dramatic fashion in the second game with a 3-run pinch hit blast off the bat of Tony Longmire into the upper deck in right field as the Phils won the first game 2-1 in 11 innings. Lenny Webster, starting for Darren Dalton in game 2, had a couple of hits. Paul Quantrill scattered 12 hits and allowed 4 runs in 8 innings, picked up his 9th win of the year. And the most in the National League is 10, and this is the difference in game number 2.
This is an amazing at-bat. 3-1, and look where that ball is. It's about shoulder high.
Encarnacion had to stand up to try and catch that.
Right, he's a 5'8" catcher, and this ball's in the upper deck. Number 8, the last one, Fred McGriff in the playoffs in '93. Before that, Von Hayes in '89. Now, look here where he hits this thing. You can't get on top of a ball like that and drive it out of the ballpark the way that Tony did. He just has amazingly strong hands to be able to do that.
Quite a poke by Tony Longmire, who's won yet another game for the Phillies here on Prism.
You got to figure the last thing those guys thought tonight was they were going to get a ball.
That late in game 2, right. They hung around.
Unless somebody threw it from the bullpen.
Tony Longmire is tonight's Texaco star of the game, and look at that extension on the home run as the Phillies win game 2 6-4 and sweep their first doubleheader since 1992. We're going to come back and have a word with Tony Longmire from the vet. Phillies win both ends of the doubleheader. Stay with us.
My dad was always there for me. This was my chance to be there for him. I knew we needed an extra room, but the money was tight. I couldn't have done it without a loan. And my Mellon PSFS banker came through for me. That's what family is all about.
Life Improvement Loans. Call 1-800-MELON-2. 1-800-MELON-2.
I don't care what you have to do to catch the ball. Imagine it's the thing you want most in this world. Just catch it!
It all comes down to this play. What? He stopped at the 5-yard line?
A&W Root Beer. When you want one, you want one.
Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme meets Ford Taurus head-to-head in the Oldsmobile Challenge. And now with the special 4.9% GMAC Smart Lease rate, you can lease Cutlass for only $249 a month. Cutlass has more standard power, more leg and headroom, more resale value. But Cutlass is $2,150 less than Taurus. And now you can lease a new Cutlass for only $249 a month with no security deposit. Move up to Oldsmobile. Take the Oldsmobile Challenge now at your local Oldsmobile retailer.
Well, this guy on the Milwaukee Brewers, Jeff Cirillo, he sleeps with his bat when he's in a slump. Turk Wendell has this thing when he's pitching on the mound. He chews black licorice. And Dwayne Ward of the Blue Jays, he wears the same shirt under his jersey for every game.
Hey, Dad, pass me that Lucky Gravy.
I told you not to call it by its name, Lucky Gravy. Now you've jinxed it.
Phillies Baseball has been brought to you by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By the Yellow Pages, 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies, featuring full-service evening and 7-day banking. By the Pennsylvania Daily Lottery. Don't forget to play. Proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. By Texaco Clean System 3 gasolines. Add more life to your car. Take it to the star. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. For 57 years, the health insurance company you can lean on.
Phillies win Game 2, 6-4. Paul Quantrill wins it. He's now 9-6, and the reason the Phils won that second game was because a guy came off the bench who had a contusion on his left thumb. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to pinch hit, and boy, did you ever pinch hit. Tony Longmire. We are joined up here with Chris Wheeler. Tony, first of all, congratulations, and talk about coming off the bench. Did you think you could play tonight?
Well, I thought I'd be able to pitch it. You know, it was still sore. I took BP for the first time today, and it was still a little bit sore, but you know, I wanted to play, and I thought if I got a chance, I can go out there and help the team maybe.
It's Wheels. I got to ask you, a couple weeks ago you told me you never saw a high pitch you didn't like. Now, how high was that one?
I don't know. I know it was a ball. It was probably ball 4. I mean, it was a real high pitch. But I seem to just keep chasing them high fastballs.
Just amazing that you could hit that ball into the upper deck.
You geared into the 3-1 fastball. I guess you'll take a look and tell us about it.
Well, I was basically just trying to get a pitch I can drive. And right here was a high fastball, and I was just able to put good wood on it.
Tony, were you thinking in that spot that, you know, he doesn't want to walk you to load the bases and you would get a fastball, or did you think there was a chance you'd still get a breaking pitch from him?
I thought I was going to get a fastball from him. I mean, he threw me a 2-0 fastball. I fouled straight back, you know, and then he fell behind 3-1. So I thought I'd get a fastball, and I just didn't want to get cheated.
If he throws your breaking ball there, do you take it?
I beg your pardon?
If he throws your breaking ball there, do you take it?
Yeah, I got to take it because I'm too geared up for the fastball, so I'm going to be out in front, so I would have to take that one.
Your hitting instructor, Chris Wheeler, said the same thing before the pitch. Hey, even watching that replay, does it surprise you how high that pitch was?
Yeah, now that I look at it, I didn't think it was quite that high.
Well, I guess you had never faced that guy either before, according to our notes. Had you ever seen that guy, Christensen?
Not as far as I can remember. I don't think so.
Well, you had a spectacular finish to the game, too. I know it's been a long night and an early day tomorrow, so we thank you for joining us long, and congratulations on the big blast once again.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, Tony.
Tony Longmire, tonight's Texaco star of the game in game number 2. And for Chris Wheeler, Gary Maddox, Larry Rosen, and the rest of the Prism crew, not a lot of productions do. 2 pregame shows, a postgame show, and a doubleheader. So for everyone here who hung around, quite a job, fellas and ladies. August 9th, our next broadcast. Wheel's 50th birthday coming your way at 7:30, and the Game Time pregame show on his birthday will start at 7 o'clock with Larry Rosen. Plenty of festivities, and yes, there's a baseball game as well. Mets play the Phillies on that night. Phil, sweep the doubleheader. They've won 3 in a row, and this is the blast that won it. We'll see you in August, everyone.